Hello everyone and welcome to the Spanish Grand Prix of ALR Silver. Remember this time last season we was crowning the first ever Silver World Champion, was we, in the form of Glock. Remember it was round 15 last season. Well, tonight it is only round 6 then. And the home of the Spanish Grand Prix here in Barcelona as well then. We are now just sat in the lobby waiting for the drivers to get in, and we will start this race in just a jiffy on this 2.8 mile circuit, 16 turns around Barcelona, and it's going to be a cracker of a race as well. If anyone's interested in last year's pole position time, which was, I think, was actually set by it was set by Glock, wasn't it? A brilliant time indeed it was, as a 109 there for Glock. It was really good. It was really good performance as well from Glock. A 109? No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't at all. And then it was a 109 by Glock at all, by any stretch of imagination. I got my times all the wrong way around. But yeah, it was, of course, Glock absolutely dominating this circuit last time out in the first round. It was brilliant, wasn't it? Anyway, we are now getting ready then for the session to start in just momentarily as well then. And just taking a quick look at the drivers and the constructors standing, shall we? Before we get into it as well, Tim Butler has said, "Good evening, Sean Meek." Good evening, Tim Butler. I hope you're having a lovely afternoon. Now, of course, it's been a bit of a hot one as well. As I look out of my window now across the estate, I can see that it is getting very murky and grey out there. It's going to be murky and grey in Barcelona as well. By the way, if anyone was listening to me yapping on last night, and you may have heard me saying about about Barcelona being the Spanish capital, do not take my word for it. I'm full of rubbish. Do not, of course, it's Madrid then, and anyone who takes a drug for example, stuff like that, do not take anything I say as gospel. As soon as I ended the stream last night, to my horror, everyone was saying that Barcelona is not the capital of Spain. There we go. That is just me. That is just standard stuff for me. I don't know anything. IQ of 69, all that kind of stuff. I don't say that. That is not just a that's not a t-shirt slogan. I really am that low down on the IQ scale. As Tim was just saying, I've just had a sweaty practice low. Oh goodness me, I love it. I hope you aren't too sweaty, or maybe I do want you to be a bit sweaty as well. Oh goodness me. Anyway, we're about to get going in this race in just a minute as well then. Ayrton said, "Hello beautiful, good afternoon Ayrton." Of course, Ayrton are part of the bronze category, which will be in action tomorrow night at this same time as well. Let's take a look at the drivers and the constructors standing, shall we? And there they are. Dan Murphy is currently leading the World Championship by 36 points, but he's had a bit of a wobble as of late, isn't he? He hasn't won the last two races, which is a bit of a drought by his standards in silver, isn't it? And because his infamous pillars, who was second at the moment, is Ferrari, the team on form, with two cracking race wins last time out in in China and in the Netherlands as well. Gosh, I wolfed down a sausage roll, and I think that's a real bad thing to do. I've got indigestion already. We got Carlos Alberto saying, "A hug from Brazil there. I hope you're well, Carlos. And I hope you enjoy the action as well here tonight in this Spanish Grand Prix. I'm looking forward to this one." And we're going back to the championship win question as well. Pillars the second moment, he's 36 points behind Murphy. Potato is only 2 points behind Pillars. Now Pillars had a bit of a difficult race last time, didn't he? But he is and that helped Potato go up into third position in the World Drivers' Championship as well. Can Potato go 2 for 2 in terms of promotions? Goodness me, that's cracking, isn't it? Serious Rushman has dropped out of the top three for the first time this season. He is down in fourth position, and then V Todd is fifth, and then the racing points once again showing that they've had a good strong start to the season as well. German 6, Ghost there has gone up 10 positions with that fantastic win last time out. Shane is in 8th position, Wilson is 9th, and FIFA Beefy moves up in 10th position as well. Everyone below is dropped down a few positions, haven't they, unfortunately, because of the fortunately for Ghost, but unfortunately because everyone else who was behind him as well. In the relegation zone at the moment is three drivers who haven't actually done any haven't set any points at the moment. That is Flea, Kingzone and Razor. All three of them are in the drop zone, and all three of them have not got points at this stage of proceedings either, which they might need to turn around. I think Kingzone is out of the next 5 races as well. Goodness me then, so that is going to be a difficult task for Kingzone. We'll find out what he can do then. As oh, lovely sunshine here in Spain. What did you expect then? It's a beautiful day, as you two would say, wasn't it? And I would break into song, but of course I don't want to drive you guys away. In the constructor, and let's go back to the constructors. In the constructors, it is Mercedes who are top of the constructors championship at the moment. Now AlphaTauri is second at the moment. Lovely stuff indeed there for AlphaTauri. They've moved up one position as well. Ferrari have also moved up one position. They are in third position as well. Racing Point is fourth then. They've dropped down two positions. Renault is gone from last to fifth. Fantastic stuff from the Racing Point. Serious Mushroom has retired from the session as well, as there's a lot of quality bands here tonight. Haas is in sixth position. Red Bull seventh. Eighth position is the Alfa Romeo. McLaren is down to ninth, and Williams is down to 10th. And as well, that is the constructors, that is the drivers. I have done it with about, well, goodness me, and Flea has left the session there, and not sure why that's happened, but hopefully he will come back in just a Flea in a minute then. William there saying good afternoon, how are you doing? I'm very well, William. I hope you're having a good time as well. We'll talk about a couple of guys that you may be a little unfamiliar with, the unfamiliar from ALR's point of view, which we'll talk about in just a minute as well then. As Diggis is saying equals for another podium. Let's hope so. Of course, he had a cracking race last time out in Holland, didn't he? And he also had a very good qualifying performance in as well, didn't he? Flea is back in the session as well. Lovely 17. Carlos is saying I'm improving my English, and one day I want to play with you. You're all very welcome to play as well, Carlos, if you want to. If you go to www.advancedleagueracing.com, I should say, and then go to the top of the page, and there will be, as FIFA Beef is retired from the session as well, go to the top of the page, and you'll be click on join ALR. Remember that there is a Discord bit, and of course what Discord is, it's like it's basically like a gamer chat kind of thing, really, and it's and of course you've got to put your Discord user tag in there as well. Like for example, mine is Ginger Rage 89. I've got 4 numbers at the end there. You've got to, of course, give all that in the sign up form as well, and of course you'll be thrown into the drivers chat, and you can have all kinds of banter and all that kinds of jazz there as well. So yep, well, it's more than welcome to give it to come into Discord, and really well, basically we're expanding ever quickly, aren't we? Indeed, that because we've got so many reserve drivers at the moment, gosh. And again now, and you can tell by that, but just by looking at the grid again here tonight, goodness me, I've got to talk about a couple more debutants, and I love it. Pillars there is coming into the second intermediate time at the moment now, 49.3. They're very competitive, so right from the get-go there from Pillars. Lovely stuff indeed there. On board then with the Ferrari driver, that as he was the cause of the third and final safety car after doing a lovely pirouette in turn 12 in Zandvoort, wasn't he? I'm not sure about that safety car, really. We didn't have any safety cars last night at all from the gold race, did we? I've got to say, it was a very clean race, wasn't it? And it was Cookie kind of lights the flag kind of thing, wasn't it? He was impressive as Pillars has gone fast as Ghost Recon. Of course, last time's race winner is second fastest at this moment in time. Then we got a Red Bull also out there as well, as Andre's invalidated his time. We've also got an AlphaTauri who's just started his time as well. Lovely stuff indeed. Baz, who's just sent me a friend request as well, so thank you for that, Baz. I am honoured and privileged as well, because I don't get many friend requests, to be honest, so I got to make the most of it. Equals in 10th position moment in the Alfa Romeo at the moment, and we've also got Pinilla. I think that's how you say it. I apologise if it's not, but Pinilla in the AlphaTauri, and he is making his debut tonight as well. And of course, one of the men who of course joined ALR recently as well, so looking forward to see what Pinilla can do. We're on board with him at the moment and in the AlphaTauri, and he is going to see what he can do. His first bite of cherry in ALR, and he's here tonight in silver, and a part of the Monday night action as well, as he flicks it through turn number 9 as well. Jonathan Cox there, he was talking about his 50th Grand Prix start last night, and goodness me, he had a big old smash last night. That was the highlight of my race for me, goodness gracious me. Goes to the moment, it's the slowest of the cars, and of course Baz is now 5th. We've also got Chaza, who is in 4th position. We'll talk about Chaza in just a few moments time as well. Equals is currently 2nd at the moment. He made his debut last time in Holland. Here comes that Pinilla then coming out of the final turn, and he goes into second fastest. Very competitive there from the young AlphaTauri driver. Very much on it, like a car bonnet already. Absolutely brilliant stuff indeed there. Lovely. Here comes Brandon as well. Brandon, I think this is his first appearance in silver, if I'm not very much mistaken. I am very much mistaken. Of course, he did drive in Vietnam, didn't he? Brandon did. Well, he's fifth fastest here tonight. I couldn't see he also drove it last night as well. Good stuff then. And here is, oh, and who's that? That's Ghost in the wall. He's back till in the wall there. And that Ferrari there is having a couple of issues there. Remember that Fireshot had an issue there last night as well. And yeah, that's proving to be a very difficult quarter at the moment, isn't it? Goodness me. And he's on the beach there. Of course, Spain is synonymous with beaches, isn't they? And but unfortunately, Ghost Recon doesn't probably want to be on the beach at the moment, does he? Because he's in the gravel at the moment. And no one likes pebble beaches. Well, I certainly don't anyway. I'm more of a sandman. And I don't mean the sandman out of Spider-Man or the sandman who used to wrestle. I just like sand. Unlike Anakin Skywalker. Just watching the fleet coming down the back straight, and goodness me, almost going into the back of the Alfa Romeo driver. Goodness me, Fleet must have had absolute reactions like the Bayern Munich goalkeeper. I've completely forgot his name. Goodness me, it's all the pressure of being, oh, and he's invalidated this time as well. It's the pressure of being on live, you see. Neuer, innit? I think, yeah, it's Neuer, isn't it? It just didn't seem right in my head. Here comes Murphy, the championship leader. He's on the second DRS straight. There's 2 DR straights around this course as well. We are aiming to lose 3 drivers in this session because we've got FIFA and Serious Mushroom who will be starting at the back of the grid, unfortunately, after their misdemeanors in the last race. So, of course, check that out as well. We got a highlights reel which was released about an hour ago on Facebook and also on YouTube as well. So, but before you do that, let's continue watching this for now, shall we? Murphy comes out of the final turn 16. There's 16 turns around the circuit. Murphy goes fast at the moment now, and he is very quick at the moment now, isn't he? A 10th for a second, 100th for a second, I should say, in front of Pillars. Marks Mello is also started as well. Wilson out there, Gerdman, and also Pains, but Pains invalidated this time. Gerdman flicking it through then. The very fast turn 9 as well. William also out on track as well. I think William has been in ALR Gold before. Gurman looking up there and missing the apex completely from the Haas driver. That is going to really hurt his time. I wonder if he's going to have to go around again. Unfortunately, that might be another set of soft compound tyres, and that may be a pivotal role in who's going to get pole position in this qualifying session. And pole position was very pivotal last night. It's very pivotal around here anyway, and I've said pivotal so many times I don't even know if I'm saying it right. Gurman still goes 7 fastest then, so it's still a very competitive time there for Gurman, albeit he was looking very hair and scare at turn 10. Wilson has gone 8 fast, and good stuff there from the Alfa Romeo driver. Pains is having another bite of the cherry. William is just slowing down. We got Shane who's also on track as well. He's a former pole sitter as well in silver. Of course, we've had 3 pole sitters in the first 5 races. It's been great, hasn't it? In qualifying sessions, it's been great in the races as well, hasn't it? Brilliant. Here comes Mark Miller then, car 19 coming out of the final turn as well. Turn 16, then car 19 is car 79 then. I need to adjust my specs there. He's gone third fastest out in the Haas. Lovely. Shade now just starting his lap as well. William is also out on track as well, but keeping an eye on what Dead Pains can do at the moment. And his Pains is had 5 starts in silver now. He has got some speed, but I don't think that he's come. It's like Ghost, really. Ghost had some amazing speed, hasn't he? Apart from that race win in the Dutch Grand Prix, he hasn't really put that to the tracker yet, has he? Because both Pains and Ghost have been very quick, haven't they? And Spals during the events, haven't they? In the qualifying all the races, but it's just not seemed to come together, has it? Unfortunately. And now then, his Pains are coming out of turn 16 as well in the Williams end, and he is now he's now putting his toe to the line, and Pains goes third fastest, and that's a very competitive time there for Pains. Lovely. Andre is currently in for a 7th position. Well, at the moment I was just trying to, oh, and Shane goes fast there once again. Shane is showing that he has got some pace on that one lap, hasn't he? Good stuff indeed there from Shane, and he is the fastest head for qualifying one at the moment, but that is not going to make too much of a difference. This is, remember, just trying to remove 3 drivers from this qualifying session, and at the moment we've already lost Serious Mushroom and FIFA Beefy. Who else is going to be taking the walk of shame as well? Is it going to be William Flea or Itchy? Well, we're on board with William, but of course he's making his debut in silver tonight, but it's Itchy then who's coming up to the coming up to the line there. He's gone then fast, and then what about William then in the Mercedes then, as he is reserving for reserving for Kingdom for the next 5 weeks, isn't he? Well, maybe not for the next 5 weeks, but Kingdom was not driving for the next 5 weeks as well. So William there, a very good replacement indeed then. Of course, he's an experienced racer, isn't he? Flea, who hasn't set a time yet, Ghost is at the moment in the drop zone. He needs to get his toe down, and he certainly is getting his toe down, flying through turn 9 as well. Then we're on board of Flea at the moment now in the Red Bull, as we already mentioned there. He is in the drop zone at the moment as he comes in over the curbs there, going a bit wide, and he's also put his toe in the gravel as well. And he comes out of turn 16 as well. And let's see where he puts him. He's in a 17.4. There's a lot more time on the table there for Flea. Baz is currently staring into the drop zone as well. Remember, Baz has been brilliant in terms of racecraft this season. He has been the man who's accumulated the lowest amount of penalties. Absolutely fantastic. Here comes Recon coming over the line as well. Ghost is now into 14th position at the moment. And is that going to be safe? I don't think it is going to be safe. But Itchy is having a much better second attempt here, isn't he, in the Williams race. A 10 first second up then. Where's that going to pull him? I might sneak him into the top 10 actually. Oh, taking a lot of curbage there, isn't he? Out of 14 and 15, now into 16 as well, and then here he comes then out of the final quarter. DRS right on the money, and that is 9th fastest. Lovely stuff from Richie there. He's done 2 laps on those soft tyres. That is not going to be too much of a drama later on then, as Brandon flies past me and going down. Is Flea having another go? He's 4 tenths of a second off the pace at the moment. We're on board then with Chazza then. Let's go on board then with the debut as well. He is making his debut in the Renault tonight, and of course he is of course filling in for Iceman Moon in the Renault as well. So let's see what Chazza can do then. Young Chazza as well. I love that name. It's a brilliant name. Yeah, we're going to go on board from now with 6 minutes to go in this session. And he's 2 tenths a second up in the first intermediate split time. Lovely stuff there from Renault driver, and looking very good indeed. He opened up the steering wheel halfway through turn 4 there, and I felt that he was going to go too wide than what he wanted to, but nope, very much on the money there for Chazza. Lovely stuff indeed there. And now into 7 and 8 then as well then. It's quite a quick part of the course, isn't it? But if you get it wrong, you get it wrong in a big way. Into turn 9, and we've seen a lot of incidents over the years down there in ALR, and of course we had a big one last night as well, didn't we? He's 800 of a second up in the second intermediate split time as well, and taking a bit of curbs, getting a bit wobbly there from Chaz at the moment as he's now coming into these long left-handers. Nope, right-handers. If I was going left, I'll be in the grandstand. Into now 14. And now 15 as well, taking it as cool as you like there from Chaz at the back end there. Swinging absolutely beautifully there for Chaz. I love that. DRS then right on the money, and where does he improve? He's 800, he's 1800 slower then. He was very quick in the first split. He lost only a second and final split as well there for Chaz. He is still very much in the drop zone at the moment then, so he needs to, I wonder, he's got enough time to come in, get some more tires on and go straight back out on the circuit then. Brandon's out on track as well at the moment, and he's a license to thrill 007 in the first sector time. Lovely stuff indeed then. But he is doing a good job in the first sector. We're on board with Ghost then as well then, as he is coming through the final part of the sector. Yes, he is indeed then in the Ferrari, also doing 2 laps as well. Ghost is, remember, of course, his first time win in Netherlands as well last time out, and he is coming in the pits and abandoning that lap. And is that going to be a pivotal part then of this qualifying session? Well, we'll find out then. We've still got 5 minutes to go then. Shane has retired from the session, and he is currently the second fastest man on the circuit at this moment in time. But remember, oh goodness me, I think that Chaz is just getting out of the way. I thought that we might have had a incident there, and they're all coming in the pits, and I think this is the right thing to do, as of course that is they're going to change those tires and go for another Renault bus then as well. Gurman, they're flying out of turn 3. Then Gurman, of course, who's been on pole position twice this season in Australia and in Bahrain, and of course he's been really struggling, hasn't he, Gurman, since then? But I gotta say, Gurman has got some incredible one-lap pace. So it's the race pace where he struggled, hasn't he, at times this season. Let's see what Gurman can do though in the Haas as well. Lovely stuff indeed then from Gurman, as he's now powering up the hill as well. Brilliant stuff indeed then. And now then we're flicking it through turn 9 as well. Goodness me, he's in forward this time now, the Haas driver has. He is going to have to go round again, unfortunately, and that's not what he wants then. V Todd is out on track as well, interestingly enough, and he's also on a new set of soft compound tires as well. So interesting stuff there from V Todd then. And I gotta say, I haven't put my hairband on, so I am all kinds of uncomfy at the moment then, as this hair keeps getting in my way. I gotta say, I feel like Rapunzel. No, that's the little one, isn't it? Who's the fairy tale who lives in the tower? I can't remember now, but there you go. It is, no, it isn't Rapunzel, is it? It is Rapunzel. I don't know. Anyway, here comes Wilson, and he's also on an outlap as well. We were talking about. I don't think you guys are here to listen to any of that, are you? You're here to watch about the racing cars, aren't you? And here comes Vital as he is through turn 3 as well. Lovely stuff indeed. Then Darren is saying good evening. Gonna be rubbish for me, as of course as Darren has got a qualifying ban as well. And we seen last night that this is very difficult to overtake, albeit a very good attempt there from Murphy. Remember, he was near the back last night. Him and Farf did a good job coming through the field and did a great strategy. But yeah, of course, but it's still difficult, isn't it, in this race, in this track anyway. We've also got William there saying, first race back in ALR in a long time. I hope I can set a good result then. Yes, William there, of course, I think his debut was back in, wasn't it, season 2 in Belgium. He had a cracking qualifying lap, I remember, but unfortunately the race only lasted about a couple of corners, didn't it, I feel, for Villiers before he got in all kinds of mischief. Potato there, good luck lads. As he is gutted he couldn't be here tonight. Potato is, but of course Potato. It's Viton is in the wall. Oh, he's spun it and he's got in the wall there and he's come back onto the course as well. And remember, Alonso also almost spun around there on the formation lap, didn't he? In 2008 was it, or 9 or something like that? But goodness me, very hair and scare. Anyway, Equal then is currently in the 11th position moment there. He's 4/10 of a second down at present. No one else is currently on and out. It's currently on the lap then by the looks, and they are just getting their tires warmed up and go for one more final run then. Ghost is still on the same tires he was on before then. You can see the shine has gone off those old soft tires now. Is that going to be a pivotal in the final stage of this qualifying session? Well, we're on board with Ghost, I should say then. Of course, and he was the man of the moment last time out, wasn't he, in Netherlands. It was absolutely brilliant drive, wasn't it, for Ghost there? The closest finish in terms of in 9 terms of time now, because I think that was in Australia, but closest in terms of actual physically being on the track finish ever in ALR for the race win. So fantastic stuff, and Ghost is the man who came out on top then as well, and it was brilliant, wasn't it, nonetheless then. Gora saying nice debut there from Pinella then. I think it is Pinella, isn't it? Or is it Pinina? I think it's Pinilla. Pinilla! Yeah, that's it, Pinilla, that's it, I love it. Yeah, so nice debut there from Pinilla. Hunter there saying pillars all the way then. We've also got Darren saying get in there, V-top there. We've also got things, are you going to see a 114 tonight? Well, it's, at the moment then we are very close actually. I think we will get a 114 then in this session. And I think that Pillars, Shane and Dan Murphy has definitely got something capable of that in the car, haven't they? We have also got Shane New Potato was unlucky in Holland. Raced well, he raced very well, didn't he? Potato did, and of course he almost got his first ever race win, didn't he? In the silver. He hasn't won a race yet. And Ghost is in the wall, and Brandon has improved over the 14th position there as well. As Ghost is, I think that was Rage there, but Ghost is out of qualifying, and that is not good at all, is it? Because he was getting through anyway at this stage. I know there's a couple of cars behind him then, but Chaza is unfortunately out of qualifying as well in his debut there, so he is also out. We've also lost Baz as well. Brandon is currently through at the moment. What about Flea? Flea is starting his race as well, and Ghost said, I wonder if that's a bit of frustration there from Ghost then in the Ferrari, but he is out of qualifying, and that is a huge blow for Ghost, isn't it? What a shame there. And now then we are now on board then with Brandon as well. As William is retired from the session, and Brandon then is currently going through into qualifying 2 in the McLaren there. He's looking very steady through the final sector of the lap then. Here he comes, and out of turn 16 Murphy's retired from the session, and Brandon there has improved by a 10th of a second there and getting within a 10th of Gurman then. That's a good effort there. Here comes Flea, he's 200 so a second down then in the first intermediate split. Second split is coming up after this turn 9, and look at that, he's got a lot of track to spare on the outside then, and he's 3/10 of a second down at Flea, and I think that Flea might be also bound out of qualifying 1 here as well. We have lost 6 cars in this qualifying session. Goodness me, he's had a swapper there. Good, wow, howled, sir. Lovely stuff indeed there for Flea. Oh, he's invalidated his time. It's a bit of an adventurous lap now from Flea, isn't it? And I'm wondering if those tires are screaming too much now. They're getting too hot. And Flea, I think, will be abandoned. Well, no, he's coming through there, and he's just finishing off his lap then. So Flea unfortunately out of qualifying. Baz is out of qualifying as well. So is young Chaz and FIFA and Serious Mushroom as well. We have lost both Renaults then, unfortunately, in the first qualifying session. A Rogue Ghost saying, I am right, yes, Rapunzel, I am right, good stuff indeed then. And we don't need two pink mercs out then. Darren is saying, as of course VTOD there is up into 5th position as well then. I got to say that he had a very interesting attempt there to come in the pit lane, didn't he? As I was saying, Alonso almost went to the bar there in 2009, didn't he, when he was warning at the tires a bit too aggressively, wasn't he? And goodness me, he almost crashed into the bar there, which would have caused him all kinds of wrath, wouldn't it? From Flavio Briatore, and we know about Flavio Briatore's wrath, don't we? But anyway, then he is now as Flea is currently then 18th position, and that is out for Flea. Unfortunately, he is out of qualifying, but don't worry, Flea fans, he'll be in the race in a couple, about half an hour's time, 45 minutes time, we'll soon see. Troy saying, good luck boys, good to see Troy in the comments as well, good to see Tommy also in the comments as well, good luck Silver, love it guys, love it, keep your comments coming in now, and it really keeps me definitely very much on my toes then, as Baz is out of qualify, is an outlap at the moment. If I called this too early, I think I might have done, haven't I? Possibly. Baz at the moment is out in the McLaren then, and Brandon is currently also through as well, but of course we've only got 14 cars through as it stands at the moment, and Baz then is currently on an outlap, we're on a fast lap. We're on board with him now, and let's see what he's going to do then. Well, he's done a 16.9 there, but I think he's starting a lap, isn't he? I think he is starting a lap. No, he ain't. That's all right. There is me getting very confused, which is standard stuff, really, isn't it? But Baz then is out of qualifying as well, and so we've lost 6 drivers in this qualifying session. Goodness me, it feels like we've got 22 cars. If only we had 22 cars in Formula 1 there, because I got to say, I think 20 is not enough in my personal opinion. And we've all heard about my gripes before about the lack of cars on the Formula 1 grid. Anyway, out of qualifying, we have lost Serious Mushroom and FIFA. Unfortunately, both of them got qualifying bans. Flea in 18th position as well. He was on a wild old final lap there from Flea, and potentially he could have gained a lot of time if Flea just maybe took a bit more time of getting on applying the throttle there. Baz out of qualifying as well, and also the debutant young Chazza also out, unfortunately, but still a very good start there to his debut there. Lovely stuff indeed then. And now as we're going into qualifying 2 as well, also Ghost is out as well. And now we're into qualifying 2 as well. 14 cars then in this qualifying 2. Then, of course, we are now aiming to lose 4 cars here now, not 5, with the second Ferrari, unfortunately, crashed the same place where Damon Hill crashed in at 1996 then as well. And as we're just waiting to come on now, Diggers has just said Schumacher favourite, won it 6 times there, as I got to adjust my headset as well. Ghost is also saying he can't get a break on qualifying, as he's having a bit of a difficult spot in the qualifying session, isn't he? But I've got to say, if he raced like he raced last week, he doesn't need qualifying, does he? As out of the pits comes Andre as well in the Red Bull. That Ghost saying the game needs to make up if I want to take out 5 or 6 cards. It makes no sense there as well. I'm wondering if the reason you're out, Ghost, is because you've damaged the car in qualifying at 1 perhaps. And of course, if you damage the car beyond repair, it will not be, you'll be out of qualifying. There's no T cars in Formula 1 anymore, as it was a part of the cost saving measures way back in 2003, I think it was, wasn't it? And now then, we're on board with Andre at the moment, and he is just cruising out of the pits at the moment, isn't he? As these laps may look like that they're a bit of a casual Sunday drive or Monday evening drive as we are at the moment, but it's as anything but that. This is a very important lap, almost as important as the quick lap itself, isn't it? It's about preparation, isn't it? And about getting those tyres into a manageable temperature. They don't want them too hot, they don't want them too cold either, do you? You've got to get them in the right window, and of course this track is a lot of turn, a lot of left-handers, a lot of long right-handers as well, a lot of quick corners, isn't it? Where the thermal temperature of the tire just builds and builds and builds, doesn't it? And it's just not going to be at peak performance, is it? We're on board with Andre at the moment in the Red Bull. Currently has 15 points in the in the championship. Of course, he's only finished in the points once so far this season. When that was on the podium, wasn't it, back in Australia? He's had a difficult season since then. In Bahrain, he scored no points. Then he had a DNF in Vietnam and a DNF in Netherlands as well. Let's see if Andre can get himself back on the map. Then he is now coming into turn 1 as well. So he starts us up. He is on the medium compound tyres, of course. If you're going to qualifying 3, you must start on the tyres which you set your fastest time on, which is why we got a lot of drivers on the medium tyres. And last night we had all but 2 or 3 people on the soft tyres last night, didn't we? Goodness me, there was very much a lot of drivers there who went to the medium tyres because it was a better race strategy, wasn't it? And of course, the race winning strategy was a medium to hard tyre, 1 stop there, and it was simple as you like, wasn't it? So let's see how simple it's going to be in this qualifying session and in the race as well. Then good stuff indeed. Then Darren, as Blair saying, default setup is hard around this track. Yeah, of course, unfortunately, Gordo had issues last night, didn't he? As he didn't after the 4 start we had in gold, and because of that, Gordo didn't load up his setup, did he? And that's of course, it's very easy to do because I've done it an awful amount of times. Andre then is now coming into the final part of the lap as well. He's the first man to set a time then in this qualifying 2 session. Of course, there's 3 qualifying sessions, as there is on every part of every race course of silver, bronze, and of course gold as well. Of course, the Spanish Grand Prix was at round 15 last time, wasn't it? Remember that and it was Glock who won the World Championship on round 15. That was absolutely incredible, wasn't it? Andre has gone fast at the moment there, with Brandon second fast there, a second and a 10th there behind Andre at the moment there for Brandon, but I think he'd be quite happy to be in qualifying 2. Murphy has done a 16.5 there on soft tyres. I think they might have backed out right at the end there because the infamous Pillars there has also done a 20 as well, and there's a lot of gamesmanship going on there as perhaps just getting our eye on as well. Equality coming over the finish line as well. He's also done a 20.9 equalizer. I don't think that is going to be as fast up by any stretch of the imagination. Gurman also on track as well. Wilson is invalidated this time. He's going to have another bite of cherry, isn't he? Remember, Wilson had a spot at the front last time in Netherlands. Goodness me! And Gurman now having to steer into the slide there, otherwise he was going to be in the scene of the accident. And Gurman there very much invalidated this time, but saved his car there. Goodness gracious me, turn 9 is very perilous indeed, isn't it? And I think Wilson's come back in the pits. Indeed he has then. So he's come back in the pits, and he's going to have to get on a fresh set of tyres. Oh, Piniella doing a pirouette there, going through turn number, I think that's 12, isn't it? 11 and 12, but Pinella then, I can't even say his name. Oh, he's off the track as well in the AlphaTauri as well then. And goodness me, and that was a voluntary spin, wasn't it? It's such a low speed corner, isn't it? And he's on the old part of the course as well then. And he's coming in the pits as well. Oh, he's damaged the car. He had such a good debut qualifying performance, didn't he? And unfortunately, it's not gone too well in this qualifying too. That's how quickly in Formula 1 there you can get from 0 to 0 in almost no time at all, isn't it? It's incredible, to say the least as well. As Potato said, thanks, Diggers. There was a great race. Only myself to blame that last time. Of course, remember that Potato did have quite had an advantage of 2 seconds, I think it was, before he came a cropper, didn't he? He didn't damage the car, but he definitely lost momentum there, which gave Ghost a sniff, and that's all he needed was a sniff, wasn't it? And goodness me, now he took it with both hands with in the last corner as well. And I got to say that race is going to be written in folklore of ALR, isn't it? It's going to be one that's going to be living long in the memory, isn't it? And that racing point there, V-Top there, getting out of the way of Gurman having a bit of a scrappy lap here, but let's see what he's going to do in terms of the time on the board there. It doesn't matter about the quality of the lap, does it? As long as the time reads good, that's all that matters, doesn't it? Gurman out of turn 16 then. Let's see what he can do then, as yellow flag there is I think it's V-Top there just building himself up, and Gurman has done a 16 there. He's also off the track as well, Gurman is. He's having a bit of a nightmare out there at the moment, isn't he? Vito there started his lap as well. We got William there who's on track in the Mercedes as well, as he mentioned in the comments there. It's been a long time since we've seen William in an ALR race, haven't we? And he's driving the Mercedes team, isn't he, William is? And let's see what he can do there. Of course, he was a very quick cookie, wasn't he? Not our cookie who races in gold then, but of course he was a quick cookie nonetheless. William was, but here let's see what we can do in silver tonight. And car 27, he's stolen the number of Nico Hulkenberg Hulkenberg, hasn't he? And of course that famous number 27 that was on Jean Lacey's Ferrari in the 1995 Canadian Grand Prix winner. Lacey took his one and only victory, which I feel is an absolute shame, isn't it, for Lacey, who's got abundance of talent, hasn't he, in a Formula 1 there. Of course, I was a big old fan of Jean Lacey, wasn't he? Got to say, he was really good to watch. Sometimes he was a bit over aggressive with the steering wheel, but he was great to watch, wasn't he? As Paines is retired from the session. Paines is retired from the session. Oh, goodness me, he's gone into the wall. And that's right off the course as well. Someone else crashed there yesterday as well. William has gone fast on a 16.3 at the moment. These times are quite slow as it stands at the moment then, but I feel that there's a lot of sandbagging going on then. And talking of sandbagging, it's the two Mercedes up top at the moment, isn't it? Goodness me. But I feel that there's a lot quicker times than there's going to be coming out of those sandbags in a minute. Itchy's done a 50, it's in 5th position, lovely 17th then. V Todd is coming into the pits as well. Here comes Pinelli, he's in 10th position at the moment. Wilson in 12th position, and Shane is started as well. Mark Smeller there, coming through the very fast turn 9 there as well. And not even a hint of a lift there from Mark Smeller. And drove 2 DR zones around this course. Car 79 in the American-owned Haas then. And now then he is into the final part of the lap as well then. And you can see, look at these long turns there. That really damage those tyres. That's why we don't see a lot of soft compounds around here, do we? So yeah, of course it's going to be medium and hards, I believe, for the race set coming up in just a few moments time. Here comes Mark Smullerton. He's coming out of the final turn then. Let's see what he can do then as he comes over the line, and he goes fast at the moment now. He's done a 16 at 2 for the Haas. Lovely stuff indeed then for Mark Smeller then. Shane is on a quick lap as well. Now we've got the Alpha Tauri then, who is on a lap as well. Here comes Pinella then, and as he is now in the final part of the course as well, as we're on board of him, as Paines there is a bit disappointed, because remember in qualifying 1 he was looking very sharp, wasn't he? He set a very good time quite early on in the session as well, didn't he? And Paines there, goodness me, there once again there really counting the debris coming off of the car then, and great time there from Pinella then. He is now up into the fastest time so far. Shane is gone into a 11th position at the moment now, and he's also on the medium tyres as well. 6 minutes to go in this qualifying session then, as a Paines just asked, how does back wheel fall off then? And oh dear, so that's not good at all. We've seen a couple of wheels just randomly fall off of cars, haven't we, already on this game then. Murphy has gone fast, and he's done a 15.5 there from Murphy. That's much better times for what was expecting then. And Murphy is the first horse to bolt, so to speak. We got Mark Smell then. It says a lot of cars and they're going to be coming into the pits, I feel, at the end of the so I've got yellow flags. There's one of the Mercedes that just got out of the way as well. Jake Wilson then, of course, as we mentioned in the Dutch Grand Prix, he was leading the race. He had 2 safety car restarts, didn't he? Jake Wilson did, and I thought he did a very good job in the Netherlands, didn't he? There was a couple of difficult moments there, but I think it was a good race overall. He's in the pits now then. Itchy is on an in-lap as well at the moment, and we've got Equals there. He's on an out-lap at the moment, and he's done 3 laps on those medium tyres, and I'm not sure if he's going to be regretting that or not. Because, of course, if you get into qualifying 3, you must start on the tyres, which you set your fastest time on. And goodness me, there's Shane there, almost going at the wall as well. Looks like that turn 15, the exit turn 15 is very slippery, isn't it, on those curbs there? And goodness gracious me there. I gotta say, you gotta be very cautious out there, because it looks like the tyres are just overheating at the end of the lap, isn't it? You gotta very much babysit these tyres, don't you? As the pillars are coming into 14 and 15 as well. A Mercedes there is taken to the old part of the course. I think that might be Murphy in the beautiful black Mercedes, and Pillars coming out of the final turn as well. What can Pillars do? He is fast, sir. He is 2/10 seconds in front of the championship leader, Murphy. Things are about to get hot. It's about to heat up here in the Spanish Grand Prix. And Shane there, who had a bit of an adventure on the last lap then. I'm wondering if he's going to come in. He's got 4 minutes to go then to come in and come back out. He's invalidated this time as well then. So yeah, I think Shane will be back in the pits then, and he'll be changing those tyres then. I'm wondering if he's got any more medium tyres left. He probably should have. He should have. I'm just thinking out loud there, and perhaps I should keep my thoughts to myself then, because that's probably the best thing for everyone involved in this. Everyone who's listening to the stream, and of course who's watching live, who's also racing live as well. Gurman then, of course, 1:08 fast at the moment, and he is off the circuit there. And Gurman, I'm not sure, he's looking very wayward at the moment at this session, isn't he? Goodness me, having a couple of difficult parts, isn't he? He's struggling there, and he's having a very difficult time at the moment, Gurman is. So interesting stuff. It looks like he's a bit distracted at the moment, isn't he? V-Top then, who hasn't set a time just yet in the racing point. Remember, racing point dropped down 2 positions as Pinella then is unfortunately retired from the session. Then he does he feel safe for a position there? There is going to be almighty amount of track evolution in the in this qualifying session. So I feel then that might be on one of he might really regret that. While we're watching V-Top at the moment, then who is in the car 9. Then he is 13 fast money. He's 5th in the World Drivers' Championship as well in silver. Had a cracking start to the season. Remember last season he was very good in qualifying, but in the races he just didn't seem to get the points that he really his pace showed. But this season he started off really well indeed, V-Todd has. And let's see if he continues as we now go into the as we're now starting to get into the business end of the World Championship. Of course, we're only on round 6, of course, but now this is where it really starts to business does start to pick up, doesn't it? As he flies through turn 9, he's invited this time as well. Goodness me, turn 9 is causing all kinds of problems, and not only in terms of crashes and smashes, but also in terms of track invalidations at the moment. Goodness gracious me, there. Very difficult times indeed. Then Brandon is on the soft tires, and he wants to get himself into Q3 for the first time in any category of ALR. Can he do so in the McLaren tonight then? And he pops over the crest of the hill. Then the turn 9 then is second intermediate split time. So he's 5/10 of a second down. Brandon is then, so I think that he's had a bit of a problem. Equals has still done 4 laps on these medium tires. Then I'm not sure if that's right or not. Those don't look like new tires here. They look a bit scrubbed to me. I'm wondering if our graphic might be wrong here, which I don't put it past him at all. Then Gurman 3/10 of a second up then, as he is really pushing on, isn't he? Murphy's retired from the session as well. As Gurman again squirrely there, coming over the top of the crest as well. And William is retired from the session as well. Gurman also clubbing over the curve, so he's got a minute to go then. It's going to have to be all or nothing for Gurman now, and let's see what he can do then as Gurman comes over the line. He has improved just, but I'm not sure that is not enough for what he wants from his point of view, is it? Equals then as Jake Wilson also retired from the session as well. Equals is now coming into the final part of the course as well. He's on the cusp of the drop zone at the moment. He's the man in the danger zone. 1 minute to go in this qualifying session. Equals goes into 6th fastest. Lovely stuff indeed there. Lovely. As Gurman is cruising back now, isn't he? So he's out of fuel. That is it for Gurman. It's all or nothing. Shane, of course, is probably one man who could possibly spoil Gurman's day. I don't think anyone's going to spoil Gurman's day anymore. Well, potentially they might, actually, because we've got Andre out there as well. Itchy is still in the pits. Brandon is invalidated this time again, and isn't he? I think he's now coming to the cusp of running out of fuel then. Shane is now 500 up in the first sector as well, in car 22 in the AlphaTauri, and we've also got Andre out as well, as he's defending his position. And Itchy is not come out of the pits yet, and he is currently the danger man, isn't he? Yeah, I'm not thinking Itchy there is going to be sweating a bit in the old pit lane, like I am sweating in the commentary box once again. Lovely shot here. I'm loving that shot, actually. Lovely stuff indeed there from the Spanish director then. Shane there taking it, keeping it well within track limits. There's Gurman there, who is slowing down then, and Gurman might be able to get through there, but he's going to be very and Shane now, of course, overcorrected the car. The man who was on pole position in the Chinese Grand Prix is out of qualifying 2 here. Oh goodness me, then he has got 7 seconds to get back to the finish line and start another lap, but I'm not sure he's going to have time here. Oh dear then. And the checker flag has fallen then. Unless I'm out of time, which I might be out of time. Well, Shane's out of time. He is out of qualifying as well. What a shame there for Shane then. He is out then, as Brandon is 6 seconds down the first intermediate split time as well. There's a bit of a damp squid towards it, wasn't it? No one improved as we're now going into qualifying 3 then. Hurricane saying that sad there for Shane then, yeah, it was there for Shane, because he could have got himself in the qualifying 3, I feel, and that 17-1 there was not a true representation of his performance, was it? So unfortunately Shane's out in qualifying 2, as on board then for Andre then, as he is just coming to complete his lap as well, but he is safely through, and he is in at 9th position as well. Lovely stuff indeed then. Equals is coming to the pits as well, as you can see he's just cruising back to the pits as he is out of fuel, and that just shows how little they top up the car as well. well. But Brandon now is doing a cracking job today, isn't he? In the second race in silver, and he has moved himself into 11th position. Lovely stuff there from Brandon. Very much on form tonight, isn't he? His best performance, his best grid slot in ALR. Can he get some points there for the first time in his ALR career as well then? So that is got to be in there for the McLaren driver, especially starting 11th as well, because that is where you could choose your compound of tyres and where you want to go on the soft, medium or hard. I doubt anyone's going to want to go on the soft tyres then, but we'll soon find out. So Brandon there just cruising across the line. That is the end of qualifying two, when we're now on the final countdown for qualifying 3, and who is going to be on pole position then for the Spanish Grand Prix? Well, currently German has the most pole positions this season now with 2. We have Shane who's had a pole position, we've had Murphy who's had a pole position as well, and Pillars had a pole position last time out in the Dutch Grand Prix. And so it'd be interesting to see who is going to get pole position. But pole position has been a bit of a poison chalice, hasn't it? Like it was in the Netherlands. Only one person has won from pole position this season, and that is Dan Murphy in Vietnam there. Everyone else who's had pole position has not been able to convert it so far. A very unusual time indeed, isn't it, here in silver, as Itch is just retired from this session then. As Tommy is saying, thanks Sean, very happy with that then. Yep, cracking time indeed then. We've also got William there saying soft hard is possible, not easy, but you can do it, but you can do it. Yeah, I think you can do it soft hard, but I think that a lot of people were not too happy with the soft compound tyre yesterday, were they? Paynes is out of qualifying, he had problems there. V-Top there had a couple of bites again, a lap timing, but unfortunately that just didn't pay off, did it? Shane is out of qualifying, that's a big huge surprise, isn't it? Brandon, a cracking time. I know he is now 11th on the grid there. Brilliant stuff indeed there for Brandon. Hats off to him today. Brilliant stuff indeed then. Into qualifying 3 then. And everyone who's into qualifying 3 will be on the medium compound tyres as well, as we now head into the race as well. But before we do so, actually, I've even skipped ahead of myself. We've got to get into qualifying 3 before we even get into the race as well then. Wilson saying my first out of time getting through into Q3 on medium tyres, and I have a qualifying 3 ban there. Typical stuff, is it, from Wilson? Of course, Wilson said, who I was saying, I think he had a good race last week, did he? Of course he did. He was involved in some shenanigans, wasn't he? But of course, when you're at the sharp end of the field there, it's very difficult, isn't it? And of course the Netherlands is a very narrow track, isn't it? But but Wilson, a cracking time to get into qualifying 3, and that's just unfortunate, isn't it? As you can see then, the cars are being loaded off the jacks now. William is coming out on track as well, so is Pillars as well. This is gonna be a cracker, everyone, and we're not even near Christmas yet either. Lovely stuff indeed then. Andre is also plowing out of the pits as well then, as Wilson there, of course, retired from the session there, unfortunately, as he has got a qualifying 3 ban then. And now then they're all coming out of the pits, and the only man who's not come out of the pits by the looks, we've also got Williams driver in there as well, and that is of Itchy. As now Mark Smello is leading the Courtois, leading the cars coming out on track now. And look at this, we've got a bit of a race going on inside the background. It's Pillars there once again by German. It's both the Haas drivers who are currently leading this one. But look, Pillars said is in no mood for any shenanigans here tonight. Car 96 is he? He wants to be leading the pack there. He doesn't want to be involved. He doesn't want to get hold up this one. He doesn't care about the peak track positions. All they care about is having a clear track rather than the track evolution then. So let's see what the Ferrari driver can do. Remember, we got pole position last time out in the Dutch Grand Prix. It was a very spicy old race indeed then. Let's see what he can do today here in the Spanish Grand Prix. Can he get a second pole position of his silver career since making his debut in silver back in Bahrain in the Ferrari as well? We found out that he was a monster overtaker. He's also a quick driver indeed then, quick qualifier, and also he's won a race as well, didn't he? So yes, he's very quick, isn't he? Pillars says he is the closest contender to Dan Murphy, who has had a very good start to the championship. He's got a 36-point lead over Pillars, who is in second position. But remember, Pillars is not only become a full-time driver in the only a couple of races ago. I think it was actually back in the Chinese Grand Prix, wasn't it, for Pillars? So yes, Pillars he's only driven in 4 races as well, so he is definitely, well, it's 5th race today, so definitely he is very much on the ascendancy here tonight then. He has done a 21 flat in the first sector. Good stuff indeed there for the Ferrari driver. And now then he's coming into the now this is the second intermediate split time as well then, and he now drops down into second gear then before getting back on the power as well then. And he is now coming to the very fast chicane of 7 and 8 then as well, riding a bit wide there onto the green national turf as well, into 9. Hold your breath. Incredible stuff indeed. Not even a hint of a lift there from the Ferrari driver then. DRS right on the money then. 48 in the second split as well there for the Ferrari. Brilliant stuff indeed. William is out of qualifying, and that is an absolutely incredible part of this qualifying session. His first qualifying session, he's in the wall. William is in the wall. Turn 8, that is a big blow there for William. And once again, because this track is this track can be very brutal at times, can it? As we seen last night, and once again tonight with William out of qualifying. Infamous Pillars on pole position. He's done a 14.7. That is the benchmark. Mark Smello comes through. He is second fastest mode. Well done, German. 2 pole positions this season. He is at third position at the moment there in the Haas as well. Pininella is coming into the pits end for the AlphaTauri. What about Murphy then? Murphy then has had a pole position to his name as well in Vietnam. He is second fastest mode there, and Infamous Pillars there is only man there into the into the 14th zone. Andre has gone into 5th fast zone. Itchy's on track as well. We've got Equals coming out of the final turn as well. Let's see what he can do. He is 4th fast zone in the Alfa Romeo. A very strong start to his ALR career for Equals. And here comes Itchy in 6th fastest in the second. Williams as well. So only this is going to be an 8-car shootout now. We've lost Wilson qualifying free ban, and we've also lost William as well, who is of course who's gone into the Armco barrier at turn number 7 and 8 there as well, which is a big shame, isn't it? And as William has even put in the comments there, I am stupid, as he is very disappointed that, I presume, which is that's a big shame indeed, isn't it, from William? And but onwards and upwards. He's still got the race to go, but it's just made his life an awful bit more difficult. He's now going to be starting at 9th position on the grid alongside Jake Wilson. So we've got the 5th row sorted out. We just need to sort out the first 4 rows then for Pillars then on pole position for his second time of his career at the moment. Is it going to be 2 for 2 for Pillars there? He was on pole position last time we had a qualifying session in silver. And here comes Pinarella then coming out on track now then in the AlphaTauri. And let's see what the debutant can do. He's been an impressive driver so far, hasn't he? In silver, goodness me, now fitting like a glove, hasn't he? And he has got some pace on that AlphaTauri as well. He is really ripping up the form book, isn't he, as well? Lovely stuff indeed then. I do love a good old shake-up, don't I, in the old pecking order as well then. So halfway through this qualifying free session then, we don't know, well, currently we know that Pillars got a half a second deficit over Murphy in second position. Mark Smello in third position. He's a fair 4/10 away. Massive gaps between the front three. Goodness me. And then after that, it's nip and tuck. Mark Smello and Equals at 300 to a second then. And another 300 a second between Equals and German as well. Nip and tuck. It's absolutely incredible, isn't it? Less than 10 second between Itchy and German. And then we have Andre, who's a couple of tenths away at the moment. And we've also got Pininella, who hasn't even set a time yet, has he? Bailey Smith is go German go, as German currently at the moment 5th fastest. He has really struggled at this stage of proceeding so far in the event, hasn't he? German hasn't really showed much out and out pace, has he? Or be it isn't qualifying free, so he has to have showed some kind of pace of being qualifying free. But yeah, we usually see German more or less at the sharp end of the field. He hasn't been there, has he? In the past couple of races or two. Piniella there going a very wide then before going into turn 1 as well. Turn 2 is very difficult as well, as is turn 7, as is turn 9 as well. And Pinella there really might be scrolling off a bit of speed there. He's done a 21 there, and that shows in the first sector split time to hug in turn 3 a bit too much there, and that probably lost a bit of momentum there. You need the car to drift out wider than that there. Says me, who's definitely an expert, isn't it? Lol. That's the biggest joke of the night. As we're watching Pinella then flying through 7 and 8 as well, coming into 9, and hold on to your hats and run all your helmets or whatever you're holding on to as he flies through turn 9 as well before coming into 10 then. And that's a very competitive second split there, and 49 at 2 3 5. Lovely stuff indeed then. And as he is now coming into turn number 12 as well. Here's only a few corners from home now as well. It's a good old time here from Pinella. Diggers said well done to so far to Equals, said fitting in silver from the back there. As yeah, really good stuff indeed there. As Tommy is loving life out there. He's doing a cracking job for Pinella. Wow, he's just demoted Equals down to the 5th position at the moment there, but somehow he is squeezed in between Mark Smello and Equals as well. But Pinella then is currently, he is just going over the sleeping policeman as well. What about German then? So can German there find some pace? Well, he's found 2 tenths. Oh my goodness me! How much speed was he carried in there? Goodness gracious me! That was very quick indeed there through turn 4. A good old lock up into turn 5. I do enjoy watching German there as he is throwing the car around, isn't he? And I gotta say he is very spectacular. Unfortunately, it's not going. It's not turning out the time on the stopwatch at the moment. He flies into turn 9 then and using all of the track and then somewhat almost all the track then. Very much keeping within limits and his second intermediate time there is a very impressive one indeed. He's 3 tenths of a second up there. 4 minutes. Oh, he's got a bit squirrely on the rear there. The rear wants to overtake the front there. And that is and that's not good at all for German. He's going to lose an abundance amount of time there, isn't he? And he's now into the Mickey Mouse chicane as well. You have to keep it slow and steady in this part of the course, don't you? Jumping over, bunny hopping over the curbs as well. Hop, skip and jump, isn't it? Like that guy who I don't even know who's a triple jumper. Anyway, German comes across. Oh, he's third fastest there. And I feel there's more time in the bank as well for German. And he is on the second row then. Lovely stuff. Andre's off. He's off. He's out. He's out of qualifying. And he's dropped down to 8 fence. So we're down to 7 cars in this qualifying session. Goodness me then. The victims of this qualifying session has been absolutely incredible, isn't it? We have lost William and Andre in this third qualifying session. Of course, so it's all or nothing now, isn't it? Where you just put it all, you just throw it all in the bucket and go with it, don't you? And now German is just coming in the pits then. I'm trying to calm myself because of course we've got 3 minutes to go. Everyone's still in the pits about. Mark Mello has now made an appearance, as has Equals as well. So good stuff indeed then. It's German there is just flicking it through. Turn number 9 as well. Andre said 7 tenths already had then. That would have put him around about the 4th, 5th mark there, wouldn't it? So that is a shame there, isn't it, for Andre? Remember, that was only 7 tenths in the second intermediate split time as well. So just think of where Andre could have been at the end of that. So that is a huge shame now for Andre, and he is going to be 8th on the grid as well, very much within the carbon fibre zone. German coming in the pits there with just 2 minutes to go then as he flies into the pits. Then Marksen is just starting us up as well. I've also got Equals starting us up as well. They got 2.5 minutes to go down there. Quite early on. It's oh goodness me, I'm almost out of battery here. Gosh, there we go. I could turn it up then. Of course, oh gosh, that's a bit too bright for me. I'm going to have to get my sunglasses out. Here comes Mark Smello, who's probably might have his sunglasses out already because it's very sunny out there at the moment, isn't it? Goodness me. Of course, the sun is beaten down onto the track, isn't it? Lovely stuff indeed then. As Lewis Spencer saying that let's go Tommy P6, showing true racing skill there. I absolutely agree with that. Remember, Equals hasn't done his second qualifying time either yet then, so there's more to come, I feel, from the Alfa Romeo driver, isn't there? But there's a lot more to come, I feel, from the other 6 drivers as well. Mark Smello is one of them. Out of the pits now comes infamous Person Murphy. What about Itchy? Can Itchy get out of the pits then? What about German as well? Are they going to make an appearance? Oh, Mark Smello's invalidated this time. He has enough to go and have another crack at there by the cherry. Oh, Equals is invalidated this time as well. Oh goodness me, then there's going to be some tears in this qualifying session, isn't there? Mark Smello then is backed it off then. He has now turned the engine down and he wants to cool that engine down, doesn't it? Because the engine would have been revving extremely hot there on that qualifying performance mode then. As Diggers has asked, what is the rules in regards to fuel then? Well, for qualifying you can basically have as light as a feather as long as you can get round, and as long as you get round a set top, it doesn't really matter. And of course in the race as well, as long as really I don't think there's much rules about fuel really. Of course there's no refueling in Formula 1 anymore, so really all you got to do is just make sure you get to the finish really, and then of course you can tinker with your setups from there, tinker with your fuel flow from there. Of course we are not stringent like the FIA. We ain't got to monitor anything, and even if the FIA do monitor something, they kind of just turn a blind eye to it. German is out of qualified, unfortunately, as he didn't make it back out then. And yeah, of course, if anyone heard about the Ferrari engine saga as well, but there we go. But I do feel a bit sorry for Ferrari this season. As much as I do, as much as I'm a big old Hamilton fan, it's quite painful to see Ferrari struggling at the moment. Oh, Mark Smello's invalid. It's time for a second lap in a row. Oh dear, that is not good at all. Is it for Mark Smello? Marshmallow, and that is it. I think he is done in this qualifying session. Well, Equals said, oh, the back end is trying to overtake the front there, but Equals is having none of it there as he controls the car then, and coming through turn 9 as well, and the car is at the edge of grip there as it coming out of turn 9 is brilliant. He's only 300 a second down in the second intermediate time now. He's already done a lap then on these soft tyres, and so these soft tyres are past their best now, past their best. The grip, it sounds like they've went on one lap, haven't they? Goodness me then, but these Pirellis are more like qualifiers, aren't they? The soft tyres here at the Spanish Grand Prix, and now then into the Mickey Mouse chicane then. Oh, he had to look at that, he had to, he thought he was going to cut the corner, didn't he? And Piniella has gone into second fastest, he's stuck under my nose. Equals is second fastest then, and we got Murphy who's in the pits, and Murphy has had a problem, and he is not going to be able to improve his lap then. What about Pillars, and he's coming out of the final turn then, and Pillars, is he going to lower the bar? Oh my goodness me, that is an incredible lap. He is 8/10 of a second in front of second place. Wow, what a lap there from Pillars, and he is on pole position there for the second time of his silver career, and my goodness me, he is tearing up the time records around here. That's an incredible time there from Pillars. What a pole position there from the Ferrari driver, absolutely amazing stuff, and that's his second pole position in this 2 weeks. Fantastic. 8/10 of a second. That is a huge amount of time, isn't it? And look who is second on the grid there. It's the David Tom, the Spanish driver of Pinella then, or is it Pinilla? I think it's Pinilla, isn't it? So I keep saying Pinella. Yeah, that is an absolutely incredible debut there from Pinilla there. Brilliant stuff indeed then. Murphy, third position then. Gurman is at fourth then. I've got to say, after I felt it was very difficult for Gurman today, but my goodness me, he's turned that around beautifully well. Mark Mello had 2 bites of the cherry, didn't he, on this final run, and unfortunately invalidated both. Equals in 6th position there. 7th is Itchy. Andre is 8th, and he could have been higher than that. William didn't set a time because he's into the Armco barrier, and Wilson there, a qualifying free ban in a 10th position as well then. Tommy is saying Spenny, and we've also got we've got Gio saying sorry I'm late, and we have also got Trust, what is Pillar doing in silver? Well, goodness me, there, he's blown the competition away with that one, hasn't he? Goodness gracious me, and that was an absolutely incredible time there from Pillars. And yeah, it's very interesting indeed there. And I think up until now, Pillars has definitely he has been the fastest of the silver drivers, but goodness me, he's just blown them all out of the water with that one. Incredible stuff there. Zach Sullivan there from the Facebook stream there, wishing everyone a good luck and lovely stuff indeed there, Zach. And we are now on the final countdown to the Spanish Grand Prix then. Pillars is on pole position then for the second time in his silver career, and an 8/10 of a second deficit. My goodness me, that was an incredible time there. I was absolutely lost for words. That was brilliant stuff indeed then. Anyway, then we're now getting into the race itself as well then. Here we go then. We got formation lap first then. We got 20 cars around at this Spanish Grand Prix. Bearing in mind then, it is not the capital of Spain then. If anyone that watched the stream last night, you may have heard that I was I said the Barcelona was the Spanish capital, and it really isn't, is it? I was just making a joke, which is not the case at all, and I was just basically, that's just me not knowing my geography. Anyway then, we're now then getting ready for the formation lap. We are now into the formation lap, 33 laps then, and 20 cars indeed. Brandon's already been disqualified for 11th on the grid there. That's not going to talk for the McLaren driver, is it? Lewis Spencer, my guy, let's go. And now then, we're watching Pillars and pole position for the second time. Pinella is now in second position. I'm going to have to apologise to after the race. Third position is Murphy. Gernman is in fourth position now, with Mark Smello in fifth. Ekraz in sixth position. Itchy seventh. Andre eighth position. William there. Oh, good drift there in ninth position there from William. And at 10th position is Wilson then. All on medium compound tyres. Brandon in 11th. He's also on medium as well. Shane is on the hard tyres in 12th position there. They did well for Murphy and Farf last night, didn't they? V Todd in 13th position. He's on the medium tyres. Paynes is in 14th. Ghost Recon in 15th then, in the Ferrari on medium tyres then. Chaza is in 16th position. Baz is in 17th. Flea is in 18th position there. 19th position is FIFA Beefy, and Cirrus Mushroom is 20th. Hard tyres also for FIFA and Flea. Baz has gone the soft tyres thing, so going for an almighty aggressive start into this race as well. And so just watching Serious Mushroom, who's on the back row of the grid, of course, said, all you regular viewers of Silver, we wonder what's happened to what's been happened to Serious Mushroom. Unfortunately, he's got a qualifying ban, which is why he's at the back of the field. Same with FIFA Beefy. That's why why those both guys who are usually in the midfield pack, or Serious Mushroom, who's in the front of the pack there, who's is unfortunately near the back end as well. There's the pit stop prediction there. One stop from medium to hard. Then, as William said there, also soft to hard. It's also a doable strategy, but it's going to be very difficult, isn't it? As now then we're getting ready for the race itself. We're on board with Pillars then. He has blown the competition away. He's 8/10 of a second in front of second position. The second position qualifier, of course, the debut on Pinilla then. A brilliant second position there from Pinilla on his debut. Brilliant stuff indeed then. As Diggers has asked, what happened to Brandon? I'm not too sure, to be honest. He got disqualified, I think, for the formation lap. I'm not even sure if he hit anyone. He just got disqualified there. But there we go as well. Then, is that they're all jumping forward? Then we are now getting ready for those at 5 satellites. There they are. We have 4. We have 5, and it is go in Spain now. And it's a good start there from Pinella. Then it's also, oh gosh, there's problems at the back there, and McLaren has not moved. Brandon is not moved. He is out, and there's a severe collision. That's a terrible start then. And now coming into turn 1 as well. And let's take a look then. Murphy is on the outside. German trying to go on the inside. Equals is up in 5th position as well. There's all kinds of shenanigans in the back there. We've got a virtual safety car from Brandon, who was disqualified for. I didn't realise he was out of the session, and he is now disqualified for the session as well. Brandon's incredible qualifying performance has come to nothing on the first stage. He didn't even move, did he? What a shame there for Brandon. He is disqualified from the session, and he is out of the race as well. What a shame there for Brandon. And Diggers did ask what happened to Brandon there. Oh look, who's that? That's German off the track there, and he has lost positions there. Of course, if you if you're not on the track under the virtual safety car, you can be overtaken, and that's unfortunately what's happened to German as well then. And oh dear, then German, who had a good start, has dropped down into 6th position as well. We're waiting for the virtual safety car to end then, as McLaren is just being pulled away then from the start finish line as well. And so oh my goodness me, and there's all kinds of carnage in the back there as we're back racing there as well. And Murphy has damaged the car on the back of Pinella then, and oh goodness me, that he has driven down the order. Murphy is out there. That's Itchy who spun as well. Oh my goodness me, then, as they almost went into the straight into the nose there of oh goodness me, he's going out of the way. Oh, there's 2 racing points in there as well. They're merging together. Keep it PG, guys. Goodness me. And as Perez said, the fast on the race said, it's an absolutely horrific start to the Spanish Grand Prix. And oh goodness me, and his German's in the pits as well. And a young Chaza is now up into an incredible 13th position. I don't know where everyone is at the moment. They're flying up and down the order. Oh my goodness me! Have a look on the inside of Shane there, but nothing doing there at the moment. Then oh gosh, then is Equals is now leading the race. And German is in the pits. And we've got Vital in the pits while changing the nose cone. Then as Serious Mushroom there is having some serious issues there with Itchy at the moment. They're battling away near the back of the field as well. And hopefully the grid will sort themselves out at the moment. But at the moment, it's Pillars who leads then as we're on lap 2 then. And he's got a 1.3 second lead currently over the back of Pinella in second position at the moment. And Equals up in the 3rd. Brilliant stuff indeed there. Andre up in the 4th. He's up a couple of positions as well. Marksman dropping down the order as well. Brandon is left for session. Not sure on the Brandon. Hopefully we'll find out in the comments in just a few moments time as well. And there's Marksman just having a sniff at the inside of Andre. Nothing doing yet then as Ghost is up 14 positions. Itchy is out of great said. He's had a smash. He's had a smash then, and it's a safety car. It's a safety car. Oh dear, oh dear. And it's an adventurous start here in the Spanish Grand Prix. Who is going to come in the pits? And I think it's too early for anyone to roll the dice on strategy. We've had 2 retirements. Brandon, who couldn't get the car off the grid, and Itchy, who has gone into the barrier at turn number 9 and 10. We've had big smashes down there over the past day or two, haven't we? And now we've got another one. Itchy is in the wall, out of the race. What a shame there for the Williams driver indeed then, as Lewis Spencer is very disappointed by that, isn't he, as he is absolutely devastated about Itchy being out of the race as well. So Bailey said, what the fudge then? So Brandon got disconnected there, so that is a shame, isn't it, for Brandon there into the pits. There comes a Serious Mushroom there. Of course, he was on the back row of the grid. He's changing those tyres. He is now on the medium compound tyres, and he'll be coming on the pits now then. It's a good guy in front of German then. So we've got a safety car. We didn't have a safety car last night. Well, we've got a safety car here tonight then, as we're on lap 3 then. We've got 31 laps to go then. Is Serious Mushroom going to be in front? He is going to be in front then, with German in 14th and Murphy in 15th position, Baz 16th, Vital 17th, and Ghost Ghost is in 18th position as well. 2 retirements, and Brandon, who disconnected there, and unfortunately, and also out his itch as well. But luckily, Brandon there is not too disappointed by the sounds of it in the comments as well. But we've got Lewis Spencer saying the crowd are going wild after all of the crowd are going wild. All of the Itchy fans are gutted. So unfortunately, he's at the wall there. That's such a shame there for Itchy. It really is, isn't it? And no, it's such a shame. So Brandon also saying the strategy would have helped his Brandon saying that the safety car would have helped his strategy as well. So yeah, we got Bernd Mailander out making his first appearance in the Spanish Grand Prix event here in ALR. Of course, we had no safety car in gold last night. Well, tonight we have. Let's take a look at the winners and losers from that opening start there. Well, Murphy unfortunately is the biggest loser in that instance. He's down 12 positions. German is also down 10 positions as well. Also, Itchy is down 12 positions. Biggest movers there. We got Flea, FIFA, and Serious Mushroom up 7 apiece, and we've also got Pains, who's up 7 positions as well. Lovely 17th there from Pains. He does have pace around here, so keep an eye to see what Pains can do there in the remainder of this race as well. And let's get the tires on then, and we are now going to have one more lap on the safety car, and then we'll be back racing in not too long at all. Then we just got Lewis Spencer there in the comments as well, saying that my guy equals through P3. I'm in only a second race, and wow, impressive! It really is good stuff indeed there, isn't it? And it is good stuff indeed. That free quals. So once again, showing he's got some pace, and very unlucky not to be on the podium last time out, if I'm not very much mistaken. He was very close, wasn't he? He did get a podium. My apologies, he did get a podium, didn't he? Equals said there is so much stuff going on last time out. I completely forgot. But yeah, it was an incredible end to the race in the Dutch Grand Prix. Well, the Spanish Grand Prix, I got to say, it's been a very lively start here in Silver, hasn't it? Goodness gracious me. Todd is on the hard tires. Let's take stock, shall we? Actually, because we're under the safety car. Todd is on the soft on the hard tires, I should say. Murphy is on the soft. Interesting strategy there from Dan Murphy. Hard tires is also, oh goodness me, hard tires there for German as well, and also hard tires for FIFA, Flea, and Shane as well. Everyone else is on the medium compound tires at the moment, as we're on board V Todd then at the moment. There's a Bailey Smith saying no one pitted. Well, we think Serious Mushroom pitted, and also we got anyone below Serious Mushroom has pitted. Everyone else has stayed out then. So Serious Mushroom, German, Murphy, Baz, Ghost Recon, and VTOD have all pitted in this race so far, and we are now waiting for that magical message where the safety car being. We're waiting for those lights to go off on top of Bernd Mailander's Mercedes, and there it is. They have gone off, and we'll be going to get racing in just a jiffy then as well. So here we go then. It was a pretty poor virtual safety car restart, wasn't it? On board with Pillars then at the moment. He is going for a second race win of his career. Remember, he won in China, didn't he? Can he now get his second race win as well then? Interesting stuff. Then Murphy has run away for the title after the first three rounds then, but goodness me, the last 3 rounds has been very difficult. I know we're only on round 6 then, but Murphy's already back down in 50th position after pitting early, after getting damage to his front wing as well. Pillars then is oh god, just my headset again. My head is getting a bit too slippery. We're waiting. What is Pillars gonna go? He's dropping the hammer, is he? Oh no, he isn't. There he isn't. And now Pinilla's are going on the outside. We're back racing here in Spain then. I know, of course, I thought Pillars was going to go. I think he half spun at the rear tyres. Oh my goodness me. Equals down on their line of sight, and there's yellow flags and free. It is German. German's having major issues. Equals is going on the inside. Oh my goodness me. And the braking zone is not big enough down there, is it? And Andreas on the outside. German is recovering, but he's had issues once again, German, as he's trying to keep that car on the track there. It was amazing. Oh my goodness me. And Mark Smuller having a lunch right now. He's Charles. Oh, there's contact there. He's damaged the wing, Mark Smuller has said. Oh dear, oh dear. It's a bit of a difficult start into the Spanish Grand Prix as he is trying to recover then, as Serious Mushroom is passed, and now up into 12th position as Mark Smuller has damaged the car, and he is now recovering as well then, as German has damaged the car. No, he hasn't. So luckily there for German Ensign coming over the very fast turn number 9 as well then. So we got Pillars leading and Pinilla in second position. Equals in third. Andre is in fourth position. Then we got Paynes then, who's all over the back of William then. William now having a quiet race in 5th position at the moment, albeit we're only on lap 5 of course then, but he's moved himself right up then to the back of the action, and now Ghost is on with the 14th position as well then, as Mark Smuller then is dropping right down the order. Unfortunately, it's not going well at all, is it, for the Haas team, is it? And goodness gracious me then, as we're now currently going through there to complete lap number 6 then. Oh no, it's lap number 5 then. Pillars leads in this race, and second position is Pinella, third is Equals, and Andre in 4th position, William in 5th. We got Paynes in 6th position. Into the pits there comes Mark Schmeller then, as he's unfortunately had issues there with the wing then, and that's a shame for Mark Schmeller, and he's now dropped right of contention there. He might need a safety car or something something out of the ordinary to happen now if he's going to get any major points in this stage then. Both Haas drivers are right at the back of the field now in 17th and 18th position there. Goodness gracious me then, it's a very difficult indeed, isn't it? And now then we got yellow flag in 3 as German is out of this race then, unfortunately, and German there is had a good start to the season then, but it's just been a bit of a nightmare as of late, hasn't it, for German? The man who was promoted up to bronze is now really having a bit of difficult times there, isn't he, in the old silver field, isn't he? And remember, he started off so well as well, didn't he, getting 2 pole positions off the bounce there, and that Renault there getting very wide there, kicking up a bit of the dirt there, and now we've got a bit of a Q behind Equals at the moment as it's 1.8 seconds there separates Equals and Pinilla is looking very short though, and William has gone wide there into turn number 10, hasn't he? Goodness gracious me then, and now then there's a bit of a queue then, and which is formed behind the Alfa Romeo driver then, and Equals, and with none of these guys I'm expected to come in the pits anytime soon, as Infamous Players are just stretching his lead now, as you can see he's 1.7 seconds away from a Pinilla in second position. As they're coming now, DRS has been enabled, and here we go then. Of course DRS will be not yet though, of course I am very much well in front there, and as just German saying took third, then got pushed into the pit lane by Dan Murphy, as not too happy there at all. Then we've also got Brandon saying that I'm the next Daniel Ricciardo of Monaco. I've also got Tinsey saying too much shouting, got a headache, but of course if you get headaches quite easily, Formula 1 is probably not for you, albeit the cars are much more quieter than what they used to be. We're just on board once again then with Wilson then, who is very much keeping having a cracking race to start this one, isn't he? Goodness me then, as Bailey Smith is very disappointed about German being out of this race. What a shame there for German there. And look at the understeer there, look at the wash on the front wing of that Williams there, as it's really struggling, isn't it? Of course this is why that we have a lot of field spread in the as Flea is up into a fantastic 10th position there, as I think Payne's going a bit wider, and I was expecting Wilson to slip up and under that, but not the case. Murphy is now with the 11th position as well then, and yeah, it's unfortunately German there having issues there with Murphy, and we'll have to investigate that after the race, I have no doubt about that, but that's such a shame for German there. He was struggling in qualifying, but I gotta say he had a fantastic qualifying lap, I felt, and really he didn't look like he had the car underneath him there, but he had a brilliant end to qualify, and now DRS has been enabled then, and look at this, and William is now being swallowed up, isn't he? Very much I look as they come down into turn 1, we got Paynes, we got Wilson's gone into the side there, as we had a bit of a dodgy camera shot there, but I think there's no harm, no foul in terms of the debris, but William there really was going to get vexed in there. Is a damage on the Alfa Romeo, not quite at the moment. Shane is just in the background as well. Shane is on the hard tire, so this could come back to his this come very much back at him very much later on as well. Look at young Chaz as well. He's up to 9th position. Lovely stuff indeed there for young Chaz in the points as well. Murphy there on the soft tires, steaming through the field as well, and then we got Flea, then we got FIFA Beefy, Serious Mushroom, and Ghost Recon there, all in a good old train here as well. Lovely stuff indeed then. FIFA there is having some issues, and his Paynes is oh goodness me, Paynes is in the wall. No, he's gone on the outside there. Paynes has, and that's a problem then for the Williams driver. He hasn't damaged the car, so luckily for him then, but he's got to make sure that the tires are not the tires are going to be overheated, and he needs to keep calm. Then Paynes has been dropped right down the order. What a shame there for Paynes then. Oh goodness me then, and oh, he's very unlucky, isn't he? Andre's got a good penalty there, hasn't he? Which is a shame as well. As I come, oh, look at this, and looking up at the diffuse there of the Red Bull as well. We're coming through then to complete a very fast and furious lap 8 of this race. And incredible stuff then. Flea then in the top 10, having a cracking out race so far, Flea is, isn't he? But I feel that his time in the points is coming to an end then. Oh, let's see then, because we've got Serious Mushroom, we've got 3 abreast going into turn 1. Serious Mushroom's at the inside of FIFA, and he is through. Yellow flag in 1. What's going on in 1? It's a red off. It's Young. It's young Cheza who's off the track there. Out of turn number 2 as well. Oh no, that's a shame then. As a serious mushroom there is, oh goodness me, look at all the weaving going on there. And there's Baz on the inside then of the Viton as well. Viton is on the outside then. A great battle here, and impressive stuff. The Pinilla has got a 3-second penalty. Oh my goodness me, then it's getting very nip and tuck, isn't it? Goodness me then. Oh, cracking bit of racing here, and I'm loving it. Look at them side by side. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Spectacular. Amazing. Oh, Wilson's got a 3-second penalty as well. We've got Paynes is trying to get himself back into the action as well. And as Paynes there has got some speed there. He just needs to keep it on the straight and narrow as well. Where's Chaza? Chaza is down. Oh my goodness me then. And goodness gracious me then. Barca, that was a bit late, wasn't it? And it's because Barca, I think, was more interested in the attack in V-Top then. More, and probably forgot about Paynes. Goodness gracious me then. Getting very intense then, isn't it, in this battle? This battle is for points as well, because it's Flea who is the man at the moment, and who's getting that who's causing that bottleneck at the moment, isn't he? Murphy now back up in the 7th position as well, then, as Wilson has dropped down to 8th position. Then we got Shane who is in 6th position as well. And look at this in the background once again, and then it's V-Todd then at the inside of McLaren, and is Paynes is going to go on the inside, is he? Oh, that's a cracking manoeuvre then. That's a replay of Favre's amazing move back in season 2 on Knowlesy. An absolutely fantastic move there from Paynes, and he is up into 14th position. Great manoeuvre there from Paynes. Hats off to the Williams driver indeed. Lovely stuff indeed then. And he is on his way indeed. Oh goodness me, Flea is still the bottleneck at the moment, isn't he? As I can't even say bottleneck, he is still the bottleneck at the moment. Look at them all as they're all climbing over the back of the Red Bull driver. The Red Bull driver is out that place at the moment there because he is keeping his head. He's got to keep a level head at this stage of proceedings as well as that Ferrari getting very snaky on the rear there, getting a very floaty rear end there, isn't he? As they're coming down into turn 10 then. And look at Sirius Mushner right under the gearbox of Ghost. Remember, Ghost won the race last time out from 11th on the grid there. He is 11th at the moment. He started 15th today. Pillars, his teammate, is currently 4 seconds in front of him from Pinella at the moment, who is having a cracking race in his debut in 2nd position. Equals doing a cracking job in 3rd position as well. And of course, Ordinary is 2nd race as well. Andre in 4th position. A much stronger race for Andre, albeit he has William, who is side by side with him, but William is past him. Andre dropping down to 5th position. William moving up into a fantastic 4th position, and good stuff on Williams' return in ALR. And we got a Ferrari. We got Ghost who's on the inside into turn 1. Oh, there's contact, and good FIFA just repelling the attack. But look at Ghost, he's right up the rear wing of FIFA. But look at the wash on the front wing there, and that means he's going to go wide there. Love understeer on that Ferrari. And now then we got the other racing points there. Goodness, oh, Paynes has got the inside of a V-Top there. Oh goodness me there, he got to say Paynes there. Oh goodness me, that was a bit of a mug in there, wasn't it, from Paynes? Goodness gracious me. Oh, now FIFA is alongside Flea. Oh no, and that is not good at all. That is not good at all. There's they come the blows, and oh goodness me, then FIFA has just set back to track, but they're on the straight there. You don't expect anyone to crash on the straight, but that is well, that's not good at all. It was getting fierce, and FIFA and Flea are coming to blows then, and that is a big blow as well. I think that the stewards will be very much involved in that, and Paynes has gone on the inside there. Goodness me there, as once again trying to sneak up and under the other racing point of Sirius Mushroom as well. Ghost is now the leader of this incredible train there, of this fantastic 5, and into the pits comes Murphy then, as he has done his sit on the soft tires there, trying to make up as much ground as possible. He's now on the medium tires then, and is that until the end of the race as well. Young Chaz has got a 3-second penalty. Paynes is now good enough to be looking forward because he's on the pole and exit out of turn number 16 then, but the Spanish straight is not long enough, believe it or not. And Payne's then at the moment, he's starting to drop back slightly. Then he has done more lappage than Sirius Mushroom and the Ferrari of Ghost Recon in front of him. So one of the tyre wear is now starting to become abundantly clear at this stage of proceedings then. So yeah, unfortunately FIFA, Bifu and Flea was having a good old battle, and I think they're going to resume their battle in a minute. Look at Payne's there, he's really struggling now, isn't it? I wonder if he's been tucked up behind these cars too long now, and it's really hurting those front tyres. He is struggling with the understeer on the car, and of course the understeer is where the car car just doesn't want to turn there, and the car just keeps drifting wider and wider. And I know a lot about getting wider and wider at this stage of this stage of my life. So now then, just on board them and VTOD. Then he is currently on the hard tires, isn't he? So I think he's just got to wait his time, bide his time, wait his time in the racing point, and this race is going to come to him. I have a feeling in the not too distant future as well. Then and there's the Ferrari of Ghost, and then we now got Shane, who is now up into 5th position. And he's on a cracking race, Shane is, isn't he? After being out of position in terms of what his speed is in that car. So Shane is down to 5th position. He's the highest man on the hard tires. Pinilla is now 6 seconds behind out, Pillars. And look at Ghost, he's defending to the inside, and so Sir Rush is going to go outside. Remember, these two were former Williams drivers last season, weren't they? And very good teammates as well, but of course they're now against each other, aren't they? And they're not teammates anymore. But look at this, as Pains has gone wide then, and VTOL is too far back now to take advantage there. Murphy's got past Andre, and of course them two are going to be battling away as well. But Murphy on the medium tires, he's going to get to the end there on those medium tires there. Of course, that's the question I asked, and I wonder if we'll get a reply then, perhaps. Shane's got a 3-second penalty as well. Lovely stuff indeed then. Well, no, that's not lovely stuff indeed there for Shane. I was talking about the streams as well. I've got to say, we've got a lot of viewers on the Facebook stream tonight. Fantastic stuff indeed, guys. I'm loving it as well. Keep your comments coming in there, and of course I would probably not answer them because I have no idea what's going on in this race. Oh goodness me, and there's a Ghost there is very much is forming another queue at the moment behind these cars, isn't it? Pinilla is coming to pits then, and he is outside the undercut, isn't he? So I think this is more of a Pinilla just sticking to his strategy here at this stage of proceedings as well. I'm wondering if we also seen he's probably also worried about Andre as well. But I've got to say, last night the undercut wasn't very powerful, was it, around here? And you see there's the pit window, and it's a hard one-stop strategy, and the pit window is open now then for business. Pinilla is coming out of the pits now then. He is currently in 10th position there. Murphy has set the fastest lap, and oh goodness me then, and look at this, it is free for Beefy and the fleet once again renewing their rivalry as well. And Pinilla has come up behind those two cars, and I don't think he's going to be too happy with that, because look in the background, there's Murphy, who's 2.1 seconds behind then. He's 2 seconds behind. He's took 2/10 out of Pinilla already. There is the charging championship leader, and we got Pains, who is very close to the outside of Mushroom, and now it's going to be a drag race into 7 and 8 then. Oh goodness me, this is going to get very tasty. What a move, as unfortunately Chatter is out of the race on his debut there, as he was running his highest 10th position, but that's not the case anymore. Now on board the racing point, and now Serious Mushroom's teammate VTOL is in the background as well as they come into turn number 10. Lovely stuff indeed then from all these drivers then, and that was great overtaking that from Pains, but Pains has now got to find his feet as Chaza has left the session then, as he is out of the race. He is our 4th retiree in the Spanish Grand Prix. William is in the pits, also in the pits is Equals as well then. So yeah, they're all coming to the pits, and Infamous Purser is very happy to stay out of this stage of proceedings, and so both racing points also staying out as well then. And let's see what's going to happen, and that's the Mercedes crew that is finished with William, and into the pits there comes Equals, and changing those tires, he's onto the hard tires, and away he goes indeed then. FIFA, and look at this, and it's the racing point drivers are now starting to come under combat, and Murphy, oh look at this, and it's now Pinilla is up the inside then, and passes Flea. A great driver Pinilla is, isn't he? Goodness me, he's very much make me sit up and take notes. He's doing a cracking debut here tonight. Lovely stuff indeed then. At the inside goes Murphy, he's past Flea. Flea is down into 8th position now as well in the Red Bull, and that is a job done then. William is in 9th position, then we've got 10th is Andre, as there's a lot of field spread movement, but once again there's Pains and Ghost then who are going to be battling away. I feel that this is going to be a race-long battle between these two, isn't it? So buckle yourselves up, guys. This is going to be a fantastic viewing. VTOD and the Serious Mushroom there are still very close together, aren't they? Goodness me then. And into the pits comes the race leader. Pillars is in the pits, just at halfway point as well, and he's definitely playing this one by the book, isn't he? The race leader, who is on course for a second race victory of his silver career, and it's very impressive indeed, this man is at the moment, isn't he? Goodness me then. Page's got a 3-second penalty, and the Ferrari mechanics have done their job, and he is coming out of the pits now as well then. So good stuff indeed then. Shane is taking the lead then. He is on the hard hard tires, so expect him to go a little longer then. And we've also got Todd, who is now in the third position, and so Todd has now got to use this clear air and just eke out the tires as much as possible. Anything that he's got left, then he now needs to use them then. Pinilla is now all over the back of FIFA. FIFA is, of course, on older tires, and he's on the hard tires. Pinilla at the inside, then. Oh, big contact then. But, yes, Pinilla had to do that job. And look at this as Murphy's trying to go on the inside there. FIFA Beefy there is making no bones about that one, is he? But Murphy needs to get by as quickly as possible. He's on the medium tires, Murphy is, and he's going against the grain there. He had a bit of damage at the beginning there, didn't he, of the virtual safety car where he went into the back of figures of Pinilla, wasn't it? I'm not sure if that was due to infamous pillars or Pinilla, but that will also have to be looked at after this race as well then. As there might be, I think the admins might be a bit busy after this race, and of course it might be, I think it's a bit quiet in the old incidents chat last night, but I think it might be a bit more lively here tonight then. FIFA Beefy is now over the crest of the hill then. We're on board. Murphy, we're looking the wrong way because Murphy had another look on the inside then. I thought it was going to be a very late break in there. Goodness me then. Lewis Spencer, has Shane pitted? If so, P1 from 12 position is amazing. Shane hasn't pitted just yet. He started on the hard tires and he's going for the longer strategy at the moment, Shane is. But yeah, I think he's in prime position to get some major points tonight. And remember, he's also going to go on the medium tire as well, which is the quicker the tire. I think it's the preferred race tire as well, if I'm not very much mistaken. Andre's got a 3-second penalty. Those penalties are now going to be starting to add up, aren't they? On board with Murphy then as well, and he sees Wild in DRS. That's more than the DRS, then, isn't he? He's now at the inside. He passes FIFA at the inside, track position, and he is good. And away he goes then as well. Then. So Murphy then is now up in the 5th position, but we feel he's got to make an extra stop, Murphy is. So we'll see where this plays out as well. William has just got past Flea as well, and now it's Andre's turn next, and then behind Andre is Equals and Wilson, so they're now starting to queue up behind as well. Serious mushroom. Page is out on the race, and he's gone off in turn number 2, and oh goodness me, it's a virtual safety car. Paynes is out of the race. Both Williamses are in the wall at lap 17, and that is a shame there, and I think it's an early bath then for the Williams mechanics and teams, and what a shame there for Paynes then, as again, and he's showed some pace, hasn't he, but it's just not scored any points, has it? What a shame there, and a disappointment there for Paynes. He is out of the race, and that is our 5th retirement of the Spanish Grand Prix. Gio is very disappointed by Paynes as well, a bit retiring there, and unfortunately that is the end of Paynes' involvement in this race, and that is a big shame indeed. Oh, William has got a drive-through penalty for a speeding on the virtual safety car. I think he might have gone too early there. As into the pits comes Shane then, so the Alpha Tauri driver in the pits, and he was taking the lead. I wonder if he was trying to see if he can quickly get in there before the virtual safety car. He didn't get the whole shebang there, did he, of the virtual safety car? And he's coming on the pits now, and from where he comes on the pits, surely he'll be going forward then. And now Andre has passed his teammate Flea, and he is now in the 6th position as well. Flea's done 17 laps then on those hard tires as well. Shane's come out in 8th position there. That is a cracking stint there from Shane there. He's out in front of Equals. That's a brilliant minute. That's a brilliant strategy call from Shane, and he is well within he is going to be improving tenfold, isn't he? Remember, he started 12th. He's now up into 8th position. He does have to get those tires to the end though, doesn't he? So that is going to be the task now for Shane. Can he eke those tires out to the end of this Spanish Grand Prix? Here goes Mark Smeller then. Of course, he was up fighting at the sharp end as well, but unfortunately it's not come to fruition. There's going to be a lot of unhappy drivers at the end of this one, I have a feeling. So yes, I think that I might take an early bath myself. Now we're coming into turn 7 and 8 as well as they climb up the hill once again. Mark Smeller is giving Wilson some cause for concern. I'm surprised that Mark Smeller's got some pace, hasn't he? And he is showing this cause. So Wilson was in the top 10. Mark Smeller was in the top 10 as well, and Mark Smeller's shown he's got some true pace in that Haas, hasn't he? And he is back in the 10th position 1. He's done 11 laps on those hard tires. So Wilson is got fresh boots on those on that Alpha Tower, on that Alfa Romeo driver, and he is on the medium compound tyres. And now Shane is all over the back. Then Murphy has got past Pinilla, and yet Murphy has now got to make hay whilst the sun is shining, so to speak, hasn't he? Shane is now all over the back of Flea. Shane is now past Flea. Flea is dropped down into 8th position then, and Shane is up into 7th position as well then. Good stuff indeed there for Shane, and he is having a cracking race, isn't he? Could he be on the podium from here then? And also Wilson and Wilson and Mark Smeller will ballot away once again, and Wilson is back up into 10th position then, and Mark Smeller is dropped down to 11th and goes Ghost and Serious Mushroom once again are getting very acquainted with each other in 13th and 12th position in the background as well. Cracking battles up and down the field, and Andre's got another penalty. I'm sure that's at least 9 seconds now for the Red Bull driver. This is not looking good at all for Andre, is it? Oh dear, oh dear. And now he's also got an AlphaTauri right up his gearbox as well, as we are getting into the final third of this Spanish Grand Prix. And on board then with Mark Smother. He's done 12 laps on the hard tyres. Remember last night someone did 22 odd laps, didn't they? But unfortunately I think that was about the edge, wasn't it, before having a puncture there. So of course I don't think anyone wants to do that again, do they? And now we're on board then with FIFA Beefy's actually on 18 laps now, and so is V Todd then. They're doing a cracking job. And talking of which, FIFA Beefy is in the pits now. What tires is he going to go on then until the end of the race? Also in the pits is Flea as well then, as we're on board then with Shane, as he now promotes himself over to 6th, now promotes himself up into 5th as well. Lovely stuff indeed there from Shane. He's on a cracking drive today, isn't he? Really good stuff indeed then to come down the back straight again. And now Mark Mello, as it looks like it's a bit of musical chairs, isn't it? Or some musical positions, and as Mark Mello is up to 8th position, and Wilson is in 9th position, and Serious Mushroom is in 10th with Ghost in 11th position. They are rapidly closing in on the battle in Mark Mello and Wilson, isn't they? And I think that it looks like it's going to be 4. It's going to be a part now. William has served his drive-through penalty now, and is out in 12th position then. And we have got FIFA Beefy, who's in 14th position on the medium tires, and Flea also on the medium tires as well then. As Pillars has got a 5.6 second advantage over V Todd in 2nd position then. And we've got Murphy in 3rd position as well. He is, I think he's got to pit still, Murphy has then, but he is definitely having an attacking strategy after his race was very much compromised earlier on in this race as well. And look at this as well. This is a cracking, but look, Mark Miller is really pulled out the DRS. Wilson has had a problem, I think, then. And look at this, and now it's Serious Mushroom and Ghost there. Look all over the back of the Alfa Romeo drivers. Mushroom, I thought, was going the wrong way then. Of course, he's going left and the right hander there, goodness me. And now then, we're going to get DRS, and there's going to be a double DRS then for a Ghost as well, as we're going into the Mickey Mouse chicane as well. Accelerated out there. There's Mark Smother, and he is trying to pull away. He's out of DRS range, just what he needs to be then. And there's now DRS then for Serious Mushroom. He now pulls out of the slipstream and passes Wilson and up into 10th position. What about Ghost then? Ghost was being involved as well. Look at this. He's got a lunge. He's having a lunge on the inside there, taking a bit of grass. And what a move there from Ghost then. And goodness me then. That was a cracking move. And I don't think it was illegal, because he would have been able to get that place back there. I gotta say, that was bravery. Brilliant stuff indeed then. A Quails is on the outside then of Andre. Andre's got at least 9 seconds worth of penalties, isn't it? Those penalties are racking up, aren't they? Baz has also got a penalty as well. Baz is usually as clean as a whistle in the terms of the penalty stakes. So at the moment he's had a bit of troubles here tonight. Mark Smith also got a penalty as well, as FIFA Beefy has passed the McLaren, as a yellow flag as Baz has had. Oh, it's FIFA's out of the race. FIFA's out of the race then, and it's a safety car. Oh goodness me, then we've had a safety car, and what a shame that FIFA it's out of the race. And we got what a shame then. And oh goodness me, and look at this, that infamous Pillars has had to go around the pages left for session, and Murphy is in the pits. Well, this is beautiful for Murphy, isn't it? There's a 5-second penalty for speed in the pits there. Oh dear, then and he's on the soft tires. I go to the end, Murphy is, but whatever happens, his 5 seconds is going to be added on if he is, of course, if he doesn't come in the pits again. Also in the pits is Pinilla as well, and what a shame for Pinilla. He's on a great race, hasn't he? That safety car is not helped him at all. V Todd is helped him abundance, hasn't he? Incredible stuff, and Shane is over to 2nd position. I think they're all having to. I think that if it wasn't for the Delta, and there's a huge potential that Pillars would have lost his lead then. But we find out as well, the safety car letting him through. Then Baz has got a penalty as well for being in the pits. Andre coming out of the pits now as well. Mark Smello also happy of that. Wilson in the pits as well, going on the soft tires. Then there's a lot of pit action here at the moment. Then as a Ghost coming out, he's done 2 laps on those sort of medium tires apparently, and William there in 12th position. Baz in 13th, and Flea coming into the pits as well, and changing those tires, and he's on the soft tires as well in the Red Bull car 13 then down to 14 cars. Don't know what happened then between well, don't know what happened with FIFA Beefy, but he was passing Baz, and unfortunately it looks, and I'm not sure what happened there, but he crashed at the exit at turn 5 or 6, wasn't it? And that is not good at all. It's an unusual place to crash, isn't it? Brandon Shane's has a good chance of podium with medians with penalties dead there. Well, I think he's got more than a good chance now, isn't he? It's into the pits. Here comes Pillars, and he's had quite an easy race up until this point then, but he is definitely going to be looking over his shoulder right now then, the race leader is, but he's on course for a 2nd race win at the moment now, but this is going to be very tricky indeed. And it's look at that, it's like clockwork then, as the Ferrari mechanics have got to work absolutely splendidly well, and he is now coming out of the pits then, and he should be out in front of Shane then, because look at this, and it's all about the doubt as well, and it's now he can floor it, but it's unfortunately, I think it might be too late, wouldn't it? Oh, it's look at that, and it's a lot closer than what I thought it'd be, but luckily then there's Pillars then is now outed, still out in the lead then, but if it wasn't for that safety car Delta, that wouldn't have been the case then either then, so that would have made things interesting, but Shane's having a cracking race, isn't he? He's in second position now, he qualifies in third position, he's on 7-lap old hard tyres though, and with V Todd on the soft mediums, and we've got Murphy on soft softs, on the new softs I should say, I mean V Todd is on the new mediums, not soft mediums, so that might be a new compound in the future perhaps, who knows. So let's take stock. We're about 10 laps away then. We're 2/3 into this race then, and we are coming into the end of this Spanish Grand Prix. 14 cars remain then, and we've had two safety cars in this race then, and this last safety car might throw a spanner in the works then, but infamous Pillars there has been absolutely perilous so far. He's been peerless so far. He's been amazing, hasn't he? Second position is Shane. He's had a cracking strategy. He's made it work to absolute perfection there, but the safety car might throw a curveball at the end there. But he does have relatively new medium tyres, and Equals might be more concerned. He's on the hard tyres, 7 lap on those hard tyres. V Todd on a cracking drive as well, and also going long, which he's on relatively new medium tyres as well. Murphy has got a 5-second penalty, hasn't he? So he might have to serve that right at the end then. Let's see, but Murphy has got some pace, hasn't he? In race trim, he's been very good. Pinilla, a brilliant drive so far, but he's very unlucky to find himself in 6th position. Andre in 7th position, but he's got at least 9 seconds worth of penalties in that Red Bull, so he might be losing the competition at the end then. Mark Smello, who's on a, looks like he was well out of it at one stage, is back in this race as well, and I reckon he could be in the top half of the top 10 by the end of this one. Sarah's Mushroom is also from the back of the grid, it's up to 9th position as well, on the soft tyres. Watch him fly. Ghost Recon in 10th position at the moment as well, the last time out race winner. Wilson in 11th position, he's on the new soft tyres as well. William then is out position then after a drive-through penalty for speeding on the virtual safety car. Baz is in 13th position there in the McLaren. He's usually absolutely crystal clear when it comes to penalties, and he is in 13th position at the moment then. He might jump up a few positions as well. And Flea in 14th position, but he has been the thick of the action, hasn't he, since the start of this race, and potentially then he can also make up a few positions at the end as well. So I'm hoping the safety car comes in, and we're going to have 8 laps of absolute incredible action, then we here in Spain. And we've had some incredible action here anyway, haven't we, in Spain? Goodness me! As just on board the Pillars then. As we've already mentioned, he's going for his 2nd race win in his 5th appearance then in ALR Silver. Just under a half success rate, isn't it? Impressive stuff indeed then as well. As we're just on board then with infamous Pillars, and he is just warming up those tyres, and those tyres probably don't need much warming up, do they? Because of course they're on soft tyres, aren't they? Right then, as we're waiting for those lights to go out then, because the cars are all bunched up. We've got 14 cars left in the Spanish Grand Prix out of the 20 that started. Of course, usually this isn't very much of a car breaker, but we've had a lot of incidents in this race, haven't we? Incredible stuff indeed then. And here we go, we're about to get racing again, and there it is, and the lights have gone off on the safety car, and hold on to your horse everyone, this is going to be a cracking end there as well. Can the Ferrari, can the prancing horse prance his way to a 3rd victory in the row for Ferrari? Incredible stuff there. It's very rare we see a constructor in any form of league racing having 3 in a row. Of course, the Red Bull team right at the beginning there had of course 5 race wins in a row, didn't they, in the form of Jochen, didn't he, in season 1 of gold. But of course Ferrari with both Ghost and the Pillars there is doing a cracking job for that team as well. Ghost is also in the shout of getting some major points as well. Here we go as well. Pillars then is slowing the field down. When is he going to drop the hammer in the Ferrari? And here we go then, and we are about to get going once again, and Pillars is away, and he has really dropped the hammer then on the medium straw. That Shane, who's in second position then, Equals then is very much a goal. Wait, not surprised, it's V Todd who's under pressure, isn't he? With Murphy there, it looks like he is very close to V Todd. V Todd's got some amazing top end speed. Murphy's going to be able to break much later, but V Todd there, oh, V Todd's gone wide then. Murphy's on the outside, that's a cracking manoeuvre, and he is through and never do 4th position, I should say. Good stuff indeed there from Murphy, and he is now on his way away as well. Equals is the next man on the list. Mark Swallow is out of the race. He's gone off. Remember that we had a Renault off there as well, didn't we? In the pre-practice free. And I think it was Ocon, wasn't it? Well, unfortunately, Marshmallow's done the same thing. I'm not sure if it's a carbon copy, but Marshmallow is out of the Spanish Grand Prix. We're down to 13. We're down to 13 in this race. Marshmallow's out of the race. And that is such cruel. Look, Marshmallow's been battling his way back out through the field, hasn't he? He's having some, he's been on some trial and tribulations in this race, and unfortunately got another shot, maybe get some major points, and that is not the case anymore. What a shame. Diggers said Equals needs some skill to hang on there. Sam was saying that Dan will get Equals and Shane as well at the end of the race. But remember that Dan has a 5-second penalty, doesn't he? So he needs to really put in some qualifying laps. Like Pillars is at the moment now. He's almost 2.2 seconds in front after one lap of racing, and he also sets the fastest lap of the race as we come through to complete lap 25. And Murphy is now starting to attack. Then Equals done 10 laps on those hard tires. And look at this, as it going side by side. Look at how much more braking distance Dan has. He is through up into third position, and he is away. Then next man on the Equals defensive list is, as Flea got a 3-second penalty, is the racing point of V Todd as well there, and this is going to get very interesting indeed. There's a very interesting comment out from Diggers there. He was there, so he'd like to see how Pillars does in gold, and I've got to say Pillars is on a cracking race, isn't he? It really is. I think he's really impressed a lot of drivers here tonight, hasn't he? Especially you guys in the comments there. He's really made you sit up and take notice. Impressed. He was very impressive in China as well, but I think today he has been absolutely amazing, hasn't he? And I'm very much impressed, to say least. Equals is just trying to get very defensive. Murphy is now all over the back of Shane as well, as Murphy is now on the fresh shot at soft tires. Pillars is now 3.4 seconds away, and he's been in a class of 1 tonight, hasn't he? Pillars, absolutely brilliant stuff indeed then. He's been phenomenal. He's been amazing, hasn't he? As we're now coming into lap 27, and look at this, we've got Q cars for on Equals now. Equals is going to have to do some defending, isn't he? As Pillars is setting up fast all the way, so Murphy is 2/10 a second away then, and look at these Q cars, and here we go then, as now Murphy there is in the slipstream, and he is going to pull out of the slipstream. He passes. Oh, does he? He's going at the inside. Shane is not budging. There's contact, and Murphy there almost having a spin there. Shane is not giving up though, is he? Great defending there from Shane. Lovely stuff indeed then, and it almost came a crop there from Murphy as well. Murphy is trying to put some quality laps in, isn't he? So he's got a 5-second penalty, which I keep reminding you, Andre has got a lot of penalties, hasn't he, in the Red Bull. He might be dropping like a stone as well. So just watching V Todd then, who needs to get by Equals as quickly as possible as well, because there's a queue of cars, and look at this, is Pinilla there right on the back of V Todd. Pinilla has been brilliant today, hasn't he? I've got to say, Equals was fantastic last week in the Netherlands, and today Pinilla has been equally impressive in the Spanish race as well. Lovely stuff indeed. Lewis Spencer, Shane in P2, what a legend to come from P12. Equals is still holding in full position. Lovely stuff indeed then. Yes, it's brilliant driving out there, isn't it? From abundance of drivers. It's been amazing, hasn't it? And really impressive stuff indeed in the Spanish Grand Prix then. Now it's almost at the 5 seconds now, isn't it? On 2 laps alone from Pillars. Impressive stuff. Equals has got a 3-second penalty. Oh, is that going to really, that might hurt him, mightn't it? I got to say, I've completely lost the words. Who's doing what? Is into the pits comes Serious Mushroom. That's not good for Mushroom, is it? Murphy is alongside Shane. He goes up the inside there. V Todd is past Equals as well. Equals is down the 5th position then, and now is Serious Mushroom then is on to he's coming in the pits. He's damaged the end plate, and what a shame for Serious Mushroom. He's had a nightmare last 2 rounds, hasn't he? And he is now unfortunately he's in the pits, and he is going to have to have a That's a miracle now, isn't it? And now then, we're just coming back to this battle here. V Todd is now back in the 4th position on a fantastic race, isn't he? V Todd is really doing well with the strategy, isn't it? Brilliant stuff indeed. As Sam is loving it there. As Sam is saying, Shane won't P2. Come on, Danny. As boom, Dan is into 2nd position. But remember, if Shane is within 5 seconds of Dan Murphy, then Dan is going to drop back down into a 3rd. Then, but Dan has had a fighting race today, hasn't he? And Shane has had an equally impressive race indeed. Then I got to say, it's between Pillars, Murphy and Shane V. Todd then for Driver of the Day, along with Pinella as well. And Equals has also done a brilliant job there. There's a lot of Driver of the Day contenders out there today. It's been brilliant, hasn't it? Absolutely fabulous indeed then, as they're coming into the Mickey Mouse game as well. V. Todd hasn't really stretched away as much as I would have thought he would have at this stage. So coming through once again, Murphy has got a 1.2 second advantage so far as a 3 second penalty for Fleet, and Equals is trying to break the slipstream of Pinilla, but Pinilla there is not having any of it, is he? Goodness me, and he's now got to go on the inside. Equals is trying to break the slipstream now, isn't having, and Pinilla's having a look on the inside, and look at these cars then. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars there, all battling away for 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th. Is brilliant stuff. Not think there's even that's Wilson's 3 seconds. Oh my goodness me, look at what's going on here. Oh, Ghost there is now down in 9th position as well then, as Pinilla there still battling away. Andre's had a problem, and Williams going to go to the inside. Oh goodness me there, and it's William there is trying. That gap was always going to close. He has dropped down into 9th position, and William has, as of course he would have been higher up if he didn't have that drive-through penalty for speed under the virtual safety car here. Wow, this has been been an incredible race, hasn't it? As Murphy is now only 1.5 seconds away from Shane at the moment then, and that is the battle for second there. Of course, that is the battle in terms of time, in terms of aggregate, isn't it? It feels like the Japanese Grand Prix 94, isn't it? Where that race was also running on aggregate as well, but that was over a 2-part race, wasn't it? This time is because Murphy sped in the pit lane, doesn't he? Didn't he as well? We're on lap 30 out of 33 then, so just on board then. V. Todd is now starting to really stretch his legs now, is he? There he is, he's having a fantastic race in 4th position. V. Todd is Equals then is going to have a sinking feeling, I feel, towards the end of this race as well, but I think he's done a cracking job there. 14 laps on the hard tyres, and he's only been passed twice so far, and really that's great defending, isn't it? Because a lot of drivers, it's so difficult. Ask any drivers out there, they do get swallowed up, don't they, when they're on the older shod hard tyres, don't they? When everyone is on brand spanking new soft tyres or medium tyres, and Equals there is just going on the inside to defend now. He's more concerned about defending rather than attacking as well, as back on board and Pinella at the moment, and he's struggling to get past Equals at the moment. Pinella is, but he's going on the outside. I think that it's going to be a very difficult overtake as well, as William has got a 3 second penalty as well. A lot of penalties are popping up towards the end of this race, and very interesting stuff indeed there. Murphy, interestingly enough, has got the gap down to 4.4 seconds there on Infamous Pillars, as we're keeping on that is we've got a couple of penalties going on then, as a look at that battle in the background. It's Ghost there, he's defending against William. William's on the outside, I think. Oh goodness me then, as Ghost there showing the rear wheel then of our Ferrari. Wilson is getting very interested as well, and he's less than 2 seconds behind this battle as well. It was 3 seconds at the beginning. This lap has now gone down to 2 seconds, and so I think that Wilson is also going to be very interested. Well, lovely shot from the nose cone here, and we've also got a lovely shot here from Andre as well as he comes through turn 16 as well. This is going to be a cracking end to the Spanish Grand Prix, and look at this, and as they're all getting defense as lost through. Equals has had a great XL turn 16, and this has put Pinilla under pressure there as well. So Andre's going to have a look at the turn. What is he? He is having a look there. Oh, nothing, and a great bit of defensive trying there from Pinilla. He braked so much later, didn't he? That was absolutely incredible stuff indeed there. Absolutely amazing there. Oh, but goodness me, and Ghost there. Look at the background. Ghost is defending for all he's worth. Contact, and there's contact then, and now William is now going to go on the inside, is he? Oh, he is on the inside then, but he'll be on the outside for this turn here, turn 5, and lovely stuff indeed. That Ghost is not going to run him out wide there, very gentlemanly. Oh, they're almost come to blows then, oh, and Williams on the outside. That's amazing. Oh, Maryland is in the wall. They're both out to the Spanish Grand Prix. Oh no, and oh dear, and William lost all the curves there. Ghost is out, William is out as well, and dear, and that's a shunt which both drivers didn't want to have. Oh, that's a big shame as well. Flea is in the points out for the first time this season, and good stuff indeed there for Flea. Pillars has now got it back up to 4.8 seconds there. Shane is still within the 5 second mark as well. So is V. Todd actually then. So yeah, this is going to get very. I think that V. Todd might get another podium this season as well, as V. Todd's already had a podium, hasn't he? Yeah, V. Todd did have a podium in the Australian Grand Prix. He's going for a second one this season. Good 70 there. Equals is defended, but I think it's Pinilla is now up into 5th position, I should say. He is now then. Let's see how much time he's got. He could put more pressure on Murphy as well, as that battle for second is really going to intensify as well. well. As now then we're on board then with Andre. Then of course he's got a lot of penalties, as I've mentioned before, and that is going to be the downfall. It's not a feel for Andre, but he's had a cracking race as one of his stronger drives in the ALR Silver division this season. Hasn't he? Been a really good drive here from Andre tonight. Wilson has lost a lot of time again, hasn't he? And I'm wondering if he lost time there after that issue there with Ghost and William both out of the race, and what a shame there as coming through turn 9 as well. And Andre has got DRS, and also the Alpha Romeo V-Quad's got DRS as well. Interesting stuff indeed then. Anyway, then coming down then into a turn 10 as well. Oh my goodness me, then I am sweating buckets in here in the Spanish Grand Prix. This has been a tasty one, hasn't it, to say the least. And of course there's still a lot of things to be decided then in the final stage in the Spanish Grand Prix. One of them has been decided is who's going to get the final point. Flea is carrying on course for getting the final point, which will be his first points of the season. But he's got a hard charging serious Russian there who wants to keep up its 100% point scoring record, I believe. As oh goodness me, and look at this, that is now Andre's got on the inside of Equals is looking outside, oh god, they're going wheel to wheel, and Andre has just gone through then, and up into 6th position, and it's Equals dropping down into 7th then. His teammate is the next man behind on circuit as well. But Equals, I'm not sure if he knows, but Andre does have penalties, doesn't he? As I have mentioned time and time again there. But I got to say, I don't like the result to be decided in the old boardroom, so to speak, or of course on the as Ghost has left the session. Unfortunately, what a shame. We're down to 11 cars in this race as well, and look at this then. Pillars has been absolutely faultless, hasn't he? He really has, from pole position to checker flag. He hasn't looked in any kind of danger at all there today, has he? Even with the 2 safety cars, he has controlled it nicely. And of course there has been a lot of diggers. It's very interesting to see what he could do in gold then. But if he's continuing this form, he will be in gold next season. Pillars wins his 2nd race win of the season. Brilliant 17th. Murphy finishes a 2nd in the end then. But it was Shane. Shane's in 3rd position there, and V-Todd is in 2nd. What a drive from V-Todd there. Shane there is in 4th in the end. Pinilla in 5th on his debut. Equals 6th then. And 7th position is Wilson, who is going to be 8th then. Andre's in 8th. Bass in 9th position then. And who is going to be in the final points then? Flea is coming out. As Flea is coming out, I think that Serious Mushroom's had a problem there. And this is the first time that Serious Mushroom is not going to be. No, he isn't. Serious Mushroom is in the points there. And just about keeping up his 100% scoring record this season there. But it's Pillars then, 2 for 2. V-Todd driver today, cannot argue that. What a drive from V-Todd. What a drive from Shane as well. And there's been a lot of good drives out there tonight. Really good stuff indeed then. Diggers say great race, possible tire strategy mistake from Equals. Could have had a podium there. I think that is definitely the case, isn't it? No, that is definitely the case then, because they possibly could have and should have. If Equals came in the pits, then he probably could have got on the podium, or maybe even be better than that. But there we go. But that's unfortunate for Equals. But possibly that's probably a learning curve as well. But once again, Equals shown that he's got some impressive pace. But Pillars again, the Grand Slam pole position, fastest up, and the race win as well. He's been impeccable today, hasn't he? V-Todd once again a second position of the season then, and really showing some good form this season, isn't he? Dan Murphy in 3rd position in the end then. A very trying race for Dan, but finished 3rd after it was looking very bleak then. Shane in 4th position there. He had a fantastic drive from 12th to 4th. Great strategy there. Pinilla on his debut. What a drive for her to 5th air. Safety car didn't help him out there. Equals there, could have got more as well, couldn't he, if it wasn't for that if it wasn't for that Taurus strategy as well then. Jake in 7th position, Andre is 8th, Baz in 9th, and Serious Mushroom in 10th position in the end then. Flea just outside the points on 11th, William out, Ghost, Marks Mello, FIFA Beefy, Paynes, Young Chaza, Gurnman, Itchy and Brandon all retired from the Spanish Grand Prix. And thank you for joining us. It has been an absolutely immense race today, hasn't it? It really has then. As bear with me 1 second, as I have just got to sort out. As I think that I got some suggested players to invite. Then let's invite them all into the party. We're all having a party then. As they are going to, and hopefully the podium winners will come into the old party in just a second as well. Then, and I got to say, that was a cracking race. It really was. I absolutely enjoyed that one. And the Pillars, my goodness me, that was a domination, isn't it? From Pillars down. That is quite a frightening. That is a very frightening, pace there from Pillars tonight, wasn't it? And just waiting for him to come in the party, and then we'll have a quick chat with the race winner. And there he is. Pillars there is just coming to the party now. And I got to say, that was a magnificent performance there, Pillars. My goodness me, you had the Grand Slam, pole position, fast lap, and the race win as well. Oh my goodness me, that was domination.
It was. I had really good pace today. That was probably one of my best performances I've ever done. I think the only hairy moment I had was the first safety car restart, where I got a little bit too throttle happy. But no, luckily, kept out in front all day, and yeah, nice little race win. But that's Dan putting the pressure on me in the last few laps. But no, had to get the win.
That was your second race win as well. Your Chinese Grand Prix is impressive, but that second race win was even more impeccable. And yeah, you touched on your qualifying lap as well. 8/10 of second in front of second place. My goodness me, you said that was a good qualifying lap, but I would say that was something special.
Yeah, it was. I was actually down for the first lap and a half of that. Let's say second and a half of that, actually. And then got a great exit out of the chicane at start sector 3, and then the end of sector 3. I ended up getting about 2 tenths out of that final corner. So yeah, that's probably one of the best qualifying laps, and definitely keeps us to make the pole position that way.
And you're now in a clear second position as well. Now I'm really putting pressure on the early pace setter of Dan Murphy. It's going to be a good old battle between yourself and Dan Murphy. You're looking forward to it for the remainder of the season.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. Going to be a good battle. Obviously, he's got some great pace, as he shows people so far. So hopefully we can have a few battles for the wins, and yeah, hopefully get the championship at the end of the season.
Absolutely brilliant stuff. Well done, Pillars. Amazing drive today. I got to say that was absolutely fantastic. Domination. I don't think V Todd has come into the party. I don't think so. Let's chat to Dan Murphy then, who finished third in the end. Then after a very trying race for Dan from you today, Dan. It looks like you had issues after issues there. Talk us through it.
I don't really want to talk through it, mate. It was a terrible race. I'm just glad I managed to come back through the field.
You do say it was a terrible race, but third position overall, would you take that after where you were at the beginning of the race?
I was in third at the start of the race, Sean, but I know what you mean. After that incident, after I pitted, I was at the back, so I guess so. It could have been better, though. I think it could have been better.
Awesome stuff. But okay then, so we'll leave it there, everyone. Then thank you all for joining us. My goodness me, that was a cracking race, wasn't it? We are back in silver in a week's time as we are going to the Principality of Monaco. I can't wait for that one. I'm sure the drivers can, though. I don't think that many of them are going to be too happy about that. Tomorrow night we are back in action for bronze as well then, and I've got to say bronze is looking very good, isn't it? Remember, Mike has now had 2 race wins, hasn't he, in Australia and in Holland last time out as well. Really good stuff indeed. Then we will be back then for tomorrow night 7:30 then for the third instalment of the Spanish Grand Prix from ALR. Catch you then.